York Met fans, notifications probably didn't go out because I just did a video, and I know when you do back-to-back, usually you don't get the notifications. But anybody that does pop in, I appreciate it. Going to do another Mets game, as I told you guys that I would, for Harvey's return. Well, the Mets actually going to Baltimore. We already played Harvey this year. He came to Citi Field. Now we're going to go up against Harvey in Baltimore. Harvey's really been struggling. His last, I don't know. Well, I remember when I went to the game at Citi Field, Harvey had a pretty good ERA. It was like low threes. He's now in the sixes, and he's throwing like a 12 ERA over his last 5 starts. And that kind of started with the game that I went to against the New York Mets where we roughed them up. Mets going up against him. Taijuan Walker going to be on the hill. Last night, didn't play so well. Mets got absolutely destroyed last night. It was nice to see Pete Alonso at a home run. They're showing the replay right now, but Mets got to bounce back. Still in first place. Still looking good this year. They've been able to overcome a lot of injuries, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see if the Mets can get the split tonight before we come back home and we get some challenging baseball teams coming to Citi Field. What's going on there, Bucks, man? What's going on there, Dyer Giants fan? Jared Williams in the house. Sports Influencer in the house. Mets in the house. What's going on? What's going on there? Thank you to everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Jared Williams. Noah's in here, man. What's going on? MH. Big Mets fan in the house. Oh, baby. What's going on, MH, man? Glad to see you, buddy. What's up there, Tyler? What's going on there, KP? Tana, hello, you God. What's going on? What's going on, MH? What's going on, Hayden? Con, man, thank you so much. Says, let's go. What's going on, my man? Thank you so much for being here. Giants girl in Florida. I'm going to be doing a Giants stream this week. I'm kind of just like right now, there's like not much to talk about, but I'm trying to mix and match every now and again, doing a Giants live stream. Any questions that you guys may have, I'll probably have that up in about, maybe like 2 or 3 days. Do a little midday stream, whatever it may be. But obviously things are going to start to heat up in, I don't know, mid-July with the New York Giants stuff. Right now, it's kind of a dead time. But I appreciate everybody for being here, everybody for supporting the channel. And what's going on there, Mr. Mini Guy? Let's go Braves back to – no, I know you're a Braves fan, but no, they're our arch rival. I can't root for the Braves, my man. Yo, Elvis, what's going on, man? He says, go Yankees. You guys, I don't even know what you guys did yesterday. I think you guys won yesterday, right? You've been struggling a bit, but you guys won yesterday. I think you're like 3 games over 500. What's up there, Justin Chris? What's your favorite pizza place on the island? Oh, my God. All right, I'm going to tell you my favorite pizza place. Okay, I'm devastated, okay? I used to go to this pizza place in Farmingdale, which if you don't live on Long Island, you're not going to know where that is, but it's called Taormina. It was in Farmingdale. And I absolutely loved it. It was my favorite pizza on Long Island. And to my knowledge, it's still the same name. But about 8 years ago, they changed owners and the pizza never tasted the same. So that used to be my favorite pizza place. But the problem with pizza places on Long Island is there's one on every corner. It's like Dunkin' Donuts. Like I'm within 10 minutes walking distance of about 20 different pizza places where I live. What's going on there, Josh, man? Might get some benches clear. We'll see. We'll see, man. No, definitely not Little Caesars, man. BK Reacts, what's going on, my man? And what Pizza Hut is good? What do you mean? No, New York. No, Pizza Hut ain't good. Not if you live in New York. Pizza Hut ain't good. You live in New York, you got to go with a standard pizzeria. What's up there, Jack? And yeah, like I said, probably won't get a ton of people in here because, well, one, it's baseball, and it's the Mets. Most people are Yankees fans. But I always love doing these streams. And it's a back-to-back. Whenever I do a video and drop a live right after, I know the notifications don't usually go out. So I figured I wasn't going to get a ton of people in here tonight, but I appreciate everybody. And it's fun, I think, when there's not a lot of people in here. I get a chance to really talk to you guys one-on-one. So I appreciate all you guys, all my diehard subscribers that tune into all the lives and all the videos. I'll probably do a video on the game. All right, BK Reacts, man. Let's go Cardinals and Orioles, baby. We'll see, man. Grimaldi's. I've never been there, Justin. I've never been to Grimaldi's in Garden City. Never been to that one. How do you become a Mets fan? How do I become a Mets? Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Because I got this question last. What's up there, man? Cave TV, man. Thanks for popping in. I got this question last time. I got to see if I can find it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Because I knew I had it ready for you guys. Hold on 1 second. How did I become a Mets fan? Well, I like torture for one. But hold on. Let me see if I can find Baby Tana. Where did I put it? I had the picture. I've shown this picture before during the Mets stream. Damn. All right, I'll get it for you guys next time. But it's a picture of me in a Mets jersey when I'm like 6 months old. I was born into being a New York Mets fan. Born into it. But I say it all the time, man. for anybody that's getting new into baseball, and I wouldn't advise you become a Mets fan unless you're a diehard and you can take torture. But but I love the Mets, man. They're I absolutely love them. I love their history. I love the fan base. I think they're as passionate as hell. So I love being a Mets fan, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And John Letourneau, man, thank you very much. Stand up, the entertainer. You're the man, my friend. Giants better watch out for my Eagles since we have no high expectations, so we have nothing to lose. We'll see, man. I'm looking forward to this football season. I think we're going to stomp your Eagles out, though. I really do. I think we're going to stomp your Eagles out. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope you got the Mets jersey ready. Listen, and if you're a Mets fan, I'm a Mets fan. Well, I'm glad to hear that, my man. What's going on there, Pinworm? What's going on, Chris? Let's go. Let's go, Mets. John in the house. Let's go, Mets. Orioles are the one bad team that still wins games. I mean, we traditionally, actually, they were going over the stats yesterday. We actually beat up on the Orioles. Historically, yesterday we lost, but, I mean, are you surprised? David Peterson pitched the way he's pitched. They're showing Harvey here. Like I was saying, Harvey's first 7 starts, and I think that was before he versed the Mets, he had a 3.6 ERA. Over his last 5 starts, he's pitched to a 12.96 ERA. So hopefully the Mets can get the bats cooking tonight against the Baltimore Orioles. I've actually been to Camden Yards. It's one of my favorite parks I've ever been to. I say it all the time, I think it's 11 stadiums. And that's one of my 3 or 4 favorites that I've been to. I absolutely love it. If you're ever in the Baltimore area, I would suggest going to a game there. What's up there, Crazy Dog, man? Word on the street is that the Giants are coming to Cleveland for a few joint practices. Yes, I saw that today on Twitter, that we're going to be having joint practices with you guys, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm rooting for Harvey, but not tonight. John, exactly, not tonight. But, I hate to say it, man, and I like, everybody says I look like him, but all kidding aside, I've always liked Matt Harvey. Obviously, he had a little bit of an attitude. I just don't think he has it anymore, man. Since 2015, 16, he's not a major league pitcher anymore. He's just not. Hasn't been able to stick with a team. What's up there, Nick, man? I used to love picking Camden Yards to play in MLB on PlayStation back in the day. Camden Yards is one of my favorite ballparks I've ever been to. All right, let me go real quick to stadiums I've been to. Fenway, Wrigley, Mets, Yankees, the Phillies, the Braves' new stadium, SunTrust Park, which is great. The Tampa Bay Rays is 7. The Rockies is 8. I've been to San Francisco's Park is 9. The Angels is 10. And I said Fenway. Oh, I didn't say the Orioles. So yeah, I've been to 11 stadiums. Those are the 11 I've been to. But obviously, I'm going to go Wrigley. Wrigley's probably my favorite, and Fenway because of the history. But Camden Yards is up there. It's one of the nicer parks I've been to. Would you go to Houston, Chris? Absolutely. I would go to any ballpark. Actually, that's probably on my bucket list to go to all 30 major league stadiums before I die. Tina, I just finished bringing your old vids from inside the work. All right. Well, I appreciate you being here, Buxo. When did Matt Harvey get it? Where did Chris get Wrigley Field is awesome, man. I mean, if you're a baseball fan, you have to go to Wrigley Field. You went to, no, wait. You're a Pirates fan, right? Or a Yankees fan that is also a Pirates fan. I don't know how that works, KP, but Camden Yards is awesome. I've been to San Francisco Stadium's Candlestick and whatever they call the new one. Yeah, I've never been to the I think it's Levi Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, the 49ers new stadium. I've never been to that. Just the baseball stadium. The baseball stadium is awesome. Absolutely love the San Francisco ballpark right on the water. It's friggin' awesome. And John, man, thank you very much, man. Damn, I can't stand the Mets are playing well with missing players, but you have to somehow wear a Phillies jersey, hopefully a Harper jersey. Hey, listen, I'm a man of my word. If you guys finish with a better record this year, I will wear a Phillies jersey. There's no doubt about it. Mets starting lineup: Jonathan VR, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Dominic Smith, James McCann, Billy McKinney in the 6th spot, Kevin Pillar batting 7th, Mason Williams playing center field batting 8th, and Jose Peraza over at second base will be batting 9th. Pete Alonso had 2 home runs last night, 3 RBIs, so he's starting to get the bat going. Of course, the pitching, not so much. So we'll see how we do today against our former teammate, Matt Harvey. Harvey coming in with a 3-6 record, 6.62 ERA. Wearing number 32, of course, was number 33. Well, a member with the New York Mets. Opponent's average of 300. The starting infield defense, Mancini over at first, Wilkerson at second, Maikel Franco, the former Philly, at third, Freddie Galvis, the shortstop, and Austin Wins behind the plate doing the catching. In the outfield, DJ Stewart, Cedric Mullins, and Anthony Santander left to right. So, yeah, the Orioles suck. Hopefully the Mets can beat them. Time to help out Walker. That's right, MH. Let's go, Mets. What's going on there, Stevie Mac? So here we go. Mets getting set to go here. What's up there, baseball highlights, man? Thanks for popping in. NFL experts, don't ever apologize, man. Right now, I'm going to have a lot more Giant streams up very shortly. But right now, there's not much to talk about. So I'm waiting until there's a lot more to talk about. And then we'll have a lot. Trust me, we're going to have plenty of NFL streams this year. So here we go. VR is going to step in from the left side. It'll be a righty-lefty matchup here. The Mets coming out in the blue unis. And the windup and the pitch. Fastball, first ball swinging, fouls it off. 95 on the gun. Today I got the Giants 9-8 this year. I got the Giants 10-7, but 9-8. I got them at 9 or 10 wins, so I think that's realistic. VR coming in 241, 5 homers, 14 RBIs. And here's the second pitch by Harvey. Fastball in there for a cold strike. 95 on the gun. Had good sinking action on that one. MH, man, I cannot wait to see the black uniforms. I miss the black uniforms. I love the black hat, the black uniform. Absolutely missed that. I was so pissed when the Mets got rid of that. Here's the 0-2 from Harvey. And a fastball. Actually, that was a sinker, it looked like. Maybe a changeup, actually. Misses downstairs, 1-2. Harvey's got good sinking motion to those first two pitches, though. Here's the 1-2 pitch to VR. And there's a fastball drilled the other way. And, oh, what a catch. A diving catch by Williams in center field. He robs VR of a double. Oh, my God. VR would have had a leadoff double. What a snag in center field. Good contact there by VR. What a play. Full extension. And John, man, thank you very much. Chris, can you explain Gabe Kapler doing well in Frisco? Is the talent difference pitching, don't get it? Or is it the change of scenery? The Giants stink. I have, to be honest with you, and here's the first pitch to Lindor, swung on it and fouled off. That'll reach the seats. Kapler doing well in I mean, that would be my first guess, is a change of scenery. I haven't kept up with Gabe Kapler. Let me take a you mean as the manager? What am I saying? He hasn't played in forever. There's a slider in there for a cold strike, 0-2. I remember Kapler when he used to play for the I think he used to play for the Texas Rangers. I don't know. The Giants have surprised everybody this year. I didn't expect the San Francisco Giants to be good. Definitely not this good. They've surprised everybody. I still think they're going to come back to the pack. You probably get 3 teams out. You might get 3 teams out of that division, but you're definitely going to get the Padres and the Dodgers. And there's a fastball, misses upstairs, but maybe it's the change of scenery. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I like I said, I don't follow the Giants well enough to answer that properly. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and the changeup misses outside. Good eye there. 2-2 to Lindor. I would guess it's the change of scenery, though. This will be the 9th pitch for Harvey here. 1 out, nobody on. Harvey rocking the scruff tonight. 87. That looked like a heater. And it was fouled off there by Lindor from the left side. Didn't have much giddy up to that fastball. It'll be a 2-2 here from Harvey. And that misses downstairs. That was 97. 3-2. See if Lindor could work a walk. He's actually done pretty well from that standpoint so far in the season. I know he struggled with the bat, but he's been able to get on via the walk somewhat frequently. Here's the payoff pitch. And a slider swung on and a slow roller up along first base, foul. Yeah, that might have something to do with it as well. Less pressure in San Francisco. Makes sense. There's Pete Alonso in the on deck. It seems like the Giants seem to be one of those teams that usually gets a lot out of their talent. Same thing with the Cardinals. Here's the payoff pitch. And a fastball right down the middle. Lindor will foul another one off. Good at bat here by Lindor as he's working the count here against Harvey. This will be the 13th pitch of the inning. Come on, Lindor. Come on, base hit. Infield playing him somewhat straight away, slightly to pull. Here's the 3-2. And a slider misses upstairs. Good eye there by Lindor. And the Mets get a one-out base runner. So now, the Mets have been playing a lot of small ball lately. And it'll be interesting to see if they send Lindor here. Maybe they do a hit and run. We'll see. Mancini will hold him on over there at first base. Let's go, Metropolitans. What's going on there, Josh? And here's Pete Alonso coming off a 2-home run performance last time out. What do you guys think of these jerseys, by the way? The blue with the gray letter. I like it. The blue with the gray lettering. I like this. I like this jersey. I like all the Mets jerseys, though, to be completely honest with you. Here's Harvey from the stretch. And there's a fastball. Good pitch there. 95 on the gun. Take it for a strike. 0-1. Con man, thank you very much. Chris, do you need a mod for every sport? No, not really for every sport. I mean, in a stream like this, I definitely don't need mods. It's more so the football streams and the Knicks streams when they get big. But the only purpose for a mod is to moderate the chat. Here's the 0-1 to Alonso. Harvey will check the runner back to first as Lindor slides face first back into the bag. And Ice Trey, man, thank you very much. Hey, Knicks fans, I live in your nightmares. Oh, Trae Young. Can't stand that guy. But I will, you know what? I'm going to give the Hawks credit. They didn't win yesterday, but they played actually very well, even though Trae Young didn't play that well for the first 3 quarters. And then it kind of got away from them. But the Hawks are a good team. I said they were going to take that series to 6 or 7. I still think that. As Lindor dives back into the bag. Trae Young kind of struggled yesterday, though. But, hey, man, I hate the guy. Can't stand the guy. But he's had a hell of a playoff. Hater, got to admit it. I mean, the way he draws fouls and everything else, can't stand the guy. But you got to give him credit where it's due. It'll be an 0-1 here from Harvey as Lindor dives back into the bag. 1 out, runner on first. Harvey looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And the fastball misses inside. Good eye there by Pete. And John, man, thank you very much. Chris, can you do me one favor when the commercial comes? Can you put Knicks gear on? I don't have to see the Giants and the Mets stuff. Can I get a ring the bell? Will you ring my bell? If I had the stuff down here, I'd put it on. But during the Mets game, I got to wear the Mets stuff, my man. Lindor's going to lead from first. He'll check the runner back. Good job there by Lindor to dive back into first. A nice Trae Young, man. Thank you very much. On a serious note, I don't see anyone. I agree with you. No one's beating the Nets this year. They're too hot right now. They're too talented. I don't see anybody beating the Nets, whether it's the East or the West. I just don't see it. I thought Milwaukee would have given them a much better fight. They haven't. And he checks Lindor back to first again, keeping him honest. I don't see the Hawks beating him. Obviously, I don't see anybody in the East. And the West, well, I think the Suns are talented. And, I think the Jazz are talented. I don't know, man. They're inexperienced. They're going up against guys that have been in these spots before. And I just think the Nets are the best team right now. And Pete swings at a fastball, drives it to center field. High, far, you can! Forget about it! Pete Alonso takes it about 430 feet to straightaway center field, his 3rd home run in 2 days. The Polar Bear's out of the cage, Mets fans. 104.6 on the exit field. And I'm going to tell you what, when Pete hit that ball, I didn't think it was gone. It looked like he got it off the end of the bat. This guy is a monster. This is a slider on the outside part of the plate. And Alonso, he almost lunged for it and still drove it 430 feet. 2-0 New York Mets. Let's go. Let's change the scoreboard. And here's the first pitch to Dom. Dom takes it outside for a ball. So good start to this game for the Mets offense. The Mets usually win when I stream the games. It's not a lie. But we still got a long ways to go. Here's the 1-0 from Harvey, and there's a slider swung on and missed. Good late break there from Harvey. Got Smith out in front. Mets already getting the pitch count up as well. This will be the 19th pitch for Harvey here in the first inning. And here's Dom Smith batting .264 homers on the season. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses inside. Good eye there by Dom. What a bomb by Pete, man. This guy's starting to heat up. This guy's starting to heat up real fast. Here's the 2-1 to Smith. And good pitch there. Changeup on the black. 2-2. Running away there from Dom. What's up there, Knicks talk? Here's the 2-2 from Harvey. The windup, the pitch, and a fastball, or changeup rather, swung on and fouled off down the third base line. We'll do it again. Mets fouling off a lot of pitches as well. Lindor had a really long at-bat against Harvey. Mets having some good at-bats early on. Even their only out was struck very well. It was a diving catch in center field. Here's the 2-2 to Smith. And a fastball again swung on, fouled off down the third base line. Smith starting to heat up a little bit. What's up there, Con? Pete Alonso with a 2-run jack. Orioles have the shift on here. They got the third baseman playing where the shortstop normally plays. Here's the 2-2. And a slider drilled on the ground, but it's right at the second baseman. Plays right into the shift. He'll flip the first. 2 down here in the top of the first. Let's go New York Giants and New York Mets. What's going on, Mike Rowley, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. And here's McCann. McCann's starting to heat up a little bit as well. You look at the numbers, still not very good. He's batting .228 on the year, 6 homers, 21 RBIs, but he's starting to get the bat going a little bit. He's got a .662 OPS. Obviously, the catcher we brought in this year, I think it was a 3-year, $30 million contract, or maybe it was 4 for 40. It was 10 per, I know that. And he comes in with the signature crotch grab there from the right side. And there's a fastball in the outside corner. Between every pitch, if you're watching the game right now, and it's because he's a catcher and he wears a cup, you're going to notice McCann always stretches the legs a little bit and he grabs the crotch. Here's the 0-1 to McCann. And the slider just missed hitting McCann there. He was just able to get out of the way. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece. What's up there, Nick? Yeah, we need Dom to heat up his right, Buxo. Here's the 1-1 from Harvey. And a slider swung on and drilled the other way to right field, dropping. And it's going to fall in for a base hit. McCann's going to go to second. He'll have a double. Mets got something cooking here in the top of the first. We'll take it. Kind of made up for the first, I think it was VR who got robbed of a double. And now McCann gets a little bloop. Drops in front of the right fielder. Is unable to come up with it. And he's on second base. Let's go Mets, baby. Just missed bringing that in. What would my thoughts be if I was actually going to make a video on that? I may make a video on that tomorrow. But Kelly Oubre, I'm not the biggest of fans, to be completely honest with you. He's not the most efficient shooter. I think he cost a decent amount of money. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. I did see that, though. I did see that there was a rumor that they could be interested in him. As McKinney swings through the fastball there. McKinney's been a pretty solid pickup by the New York Mets with all the injuries. 0-1. And here's the 0-1 pitch to McKinney. Harvey looks in for the sign, and here's the pitch. Slider misses inside. Good eye, 1-1. And what's going on, Body Knowledge, man? What's going on there? Ray West and NFL Experts, man. Thank you so much, man. Hey, Chris, just want to say I appreciate the Giants and Knicks content you post. And in your opinion, who do you think has the better potential and future with the Giants, Darnay Holmes or Aaron Robinson? All right, I want to answer that, pretty good. So give me a second. Let me call this at bat. Here's the 1-1, and the changeup misses upstairs, 2-1. I think that's actually a really good question. It's impossible to answer yet, but I'll give my opinion as to who I think is who I'm leaning will have the better future. But I think both of them could have a great future. I like both prospects, but I'll give my answer in a second. Here's the 2-1 from Harvey. Comes to the set, and here's the pitch. And a fastball drilled on the ground down the first base line. Foul. 2-2. We'll do it again. I'll answer it in between innings. Yeah, McCann, McCrotch. I'm telling you, if you guys are just tuning in for the first time watching a Mets game, flip it on to SNY right now. Well, he's not up, but next time McCann comes up, I'll tell you. And the guy grabs his crotch every time, between every pitch. Here's the 2-2. Harvey to the set. Here's the pitch. And that's drilled on the ground, but it's right at the first baseman. He'll field it cleanly, step on the bag, and that'll take us to the bottom of the first as the Mets lead. 2-0. Good start, guys. Good start. I'll take it. As far as your question about Aaron Robinson and Darnay Holmes, listen, man, I like both prospects a lot. Darnay Holmes, before I get into Aaron Robinson, he was one of my favorite guys that they drafted last year. I loved everything that I heard about him. Very smart, hard worker, from UCLA, a chess champion, whatever it may be, a chess master, I think they said, but a very smart guy, a guy that's dedicated to his craft, a guy that had never played the slot at UCLA before, but they thought he was better suited for that. But I'm going to tell you what, man, Aaron Robinson, and again, I haven't seen him play it on an NFL field, and he's got to work on some things, right? At least from what I see, he's very aggressive, sometimes to a fault, but he's very aggressive, very sound tackler. I actually think Aaron Robinson has the higher upside than Darnay Holmes. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be a better player, but I think he has the higher upside. Many people felt that Aaron Robinson should have been a second-round pick, but I think both of them could be very good players for the New York Giants in the future. Obviously, this year, they're both going to be competing for that slot corner position, but a lot of people actually feel that Aaron Robinson potentially could convert to the exterior corner position in the future. But going into this year, I would say that Darnay Holmes is the favorite for the simple reason that he started last year and he's played with this team. But Aaron Robinson is certainly going to push for reps in training camp. And I think long-term, he may have the higher upside. How did the Mets get two? Pete Alonso with a 2-run homer to center field. Yeah, I know he has, Jeremy, which is great to hear. You know, you only heard Met fans crying on Twitter every time we would have a good game. So it's good to hear that he's not playing that well right now. Keep Ranch away from pizza. Yes, please. What's up there, Paul? And Cedric Mullins, who had the great catch in center field, is going to lead off here from the left side for the Orioles. Walker on the mound here for the Mets. Walker has been incredible for the Mets this year. One of their most underrated acquisitions this offseason. 4-2 with a 2.17 ERA. The Mets signed him, I think it was to a 2-year deal, about $10 million a season. For the Mets defense, it'll be VR at third, Francisco Lindor at short, Peraza at second, Pete Alonso at first. McCann will be doing the catching. In the outfield, left to right, you'll have Pilar, you'll have Mason Williams, and you'll have Billy McKinney for the New York Mets. Thoughts on the Garrett Cole situation? It is what it is. I mean, here's the first pitch, and there's a fastball in there for a strike. I think a lot of pitchers do that. I really do. So it's not really news to me. Obviously, I guess he's known for it, but I think a lot of pitchers are doing that. And here's the 0-1 slider, swung on and fouled off. That'll reach the backstop. It's kind of like one of those things. It's like an unwritten thing that you kind of accept. Like pitchers do things like that to get an advantage. To get a better grip on the ball. That's the reason they do it. Here's the 0-2 by Walker. The windup, the pitch. Fastball in the outside corner, and that's drilled the other way for a single. The Mets had the shift on it. He drilled it right to where the third baseman would have been. So the Orioles got some speed on first base here with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the first. I'm definitely going to the first Knicks-Hawks game. Oh, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to go to a Knicks game next year. Thanks for the answer, Chris. I got to do my math homework. Absolutely, man. Do what you got to do, my man. Thank you so much for being here. Walker's been a better signing than Bauer. Oh, yeah, not even close. I mean, when you factor in the money, it's not even close. Bauer got like $45 million a year, and he's basically matching Bauer's production. So far, it's obviously very early. And here's Walker from the stretch. And there's a fastball in the inside corner, drilled the other way to right, giving chase, and he dropped it. That was foul, though. That was foul. That they should have ruled that foul. Did they rule that fair? They're going to say it was fair, and they should challenge this. As of now, Mancini's on first with a single. Maybe that was fair. You know what? From the first angle that I had, it looked like there was no chance that it was fair. But from the second angle, this is one of those challenges, and I don't know if the Mets are challenging it. I don't think you're going to win, and they're not going to challenge it. It was close, but I think it would have been fair. So the Orioles are going to have first and second here, nobody out. So a sloppy start to the inning here for the Mets as McKinney dropped a backhanded ball there in right field. Orioles looking to get some runs back. Kermit hit the glove. It hit the glove before it hit the line, so it was impossible to tell if it was going to be fair or foul. It was very close. Here's Walker from the stretch. Runners lead. Here's the pitch, and a fastball on the outside corner. Take it for a strike, 0-1. Anthony Santander at the plate. He's batting .276, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs with a .764 OPS. Stepping in from the left side. Batting in the 3-hole today. Here's the 0-1. And the slider misses downstairs, 1-1. Yeah, I think after I saw that second angle, I agree with you. I think it was a fair ball. The first angle, it looked foul, but second angle, I think it was fair. Here's the 1-1. And that's in the dirt. Good scoop there by McCann. 2-1. So Walker's starting to pitch in a bit of trouble here in the bottom of the first. Not all his fault. It'll be a 2-1. Get a double play. Come on. From the stretch. Looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And a changeup drilled the other way. Coming in, and Pilar will field it cleanly. Runners will stay. So 1 out here. Runners on first and second. Kevin Pilar with the Batman mask there. Patrolling left field after he got hit in the face with a pitch the other day. I am eating my leftovers from Peter Luger's last night for my birthday. Let's go Mets. McKinney had been a good signing, but he had multiple defensive errors with the Mets. Yeah, I mean, listen, you get what you get out of him. We didn't expect much, man. But happy birthday, buddy. I never been to Peter Luger's. I gotta go. And Freddie Galvis coming up here for the Orioles in the cleanup spot. Batting .259 this year with 9 homers, 23 RBIs. He's got some pop from the left side. Got to be careful here. 1 out here, first and second in the bottom of the first. Walker to the plate, and there's a changeup in there for a strike. Sup, Chris? You changed the blue hoodie for this. Yeah, I got the Mets jersey on, my man. Is Pilar the new Dark Knight in Queens? He might be. With the mask, he looks like it. Harvey should have wore it. And the O's will lead from first and second here. Here's the 0-1. And there's a fastball, swung on and missed. He blows it by Galvis there. A little high heat on the outside corner, 94 on the gun. And here's the 0-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. And there's a fastball in the inside corner. Sit down. Nice pitch there by Walker. So 2 big outs here by Taijuan Walker trying to get out of this first inning jam. Really nice pitch. I think that was a 2-seamer that broke back over the inside part of the plate. Beautiful pitch. 2 down. Come on, baby. Walker with a 1.9 ERA in his last 16 starts. 4th lowest in Major League Baseball during that span. What a signing by the Mets. And there's a slider in there for a strike. 0-1. DeGrom's going to actually pitch next game. Starting pitchers only go once every 5 days. But DeGrom's pitching next game, and those are usually going to be the games that I stream. I'm probably going to stream, occasionally 2 out of every 5, but definitely every DeGrom start. And there's a changeup, swung on and fouled off. That'll reach the seats. I did today because I haven't done a lot of Met games. Harvey's pitching today. So I figured I'd do this one, but I'm definitely going to do the next game because that's DeGrom, and I'll be doing every DeGrom start going forward. When I can, obviously. And it'll be an 0-2 here at Mountcastle. Can't wait to go to another Met game, though. I keep saying that. I can't wait. And there's a fastball drilled the other way. Foul down the right field line. Which MLB fan bases do you hate the most? I hate the Philly and the Braves fans. I mean, I'm a Met fan, so obviously, to be completely honest, I haven't had much hands-on experience with Braves fans. Obviously, I've had a lot of hands-on experience with Phillies fans. I guess I'd go with Phillies fans, but You don't have the same hate, in my opinion, for baseball fans as you do for football fans, at least in my opinion. And there's the fastball fouled off there. We'll do it again, 0-2. Walker touching about 95 with the Heat tonight. Yeah, Alvaro, they have a 5-man rotation, so the starting pitcher goes once every 5 games. Here's the 0-2. And, oh, come on. Oh, man, it looked like Walker painted the outside corner there. The umpire calls it a ball. Really nice pitch, 97. Walker wanted it. Really nice pitch. It'll be a 1-2. Walker looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And a slider. Good block there by McCann. Keeps it in front of him. In the dirt. 2-2. Oh, Peterson sucks, man. I cannot wait till we get our rotation back. I do not trust Peterson right now. He's not good. And Giselman didn't pitch well yesterday either, coming out of the pen. It'll be a 2-2 here for Walker. Looks hot there in Baltimore. It's certainly hot here in New York. Here's the 2-2. And a slider drilled on the ground. That's going to get through. That's going to plate a run here for the Orioles. And it'll be first and second here, so the Orioles get one back. Get a seeing eye single there between short and third base there with the hard hit ground ball. Walker got squeezed on that other pitch. Otherwise, they would have been out of the inning. And obviously, the drop ball, and even though it wasn't really an error, it was a tough play, but the drop ball in right field certainly comes back to bite the Mets here. Jersey Devils, man, thank you very much. It's not that Peterson isn't good. It's that starting pitchers are creatures of habit. The guy keeps getting his starts pushed back. That's true. That's true. And there's a fastball in the outside corner, strike one. I hope he gets, I hope he starts pitching better. Maybe that is what it is. You're absolutely right. More so than anybody else. Starting pitchers are absolutely all about their routine. DJ Stewart here stepping in from the left side, the left fielder. This guy looks like he's like a mini Babe Ruth. Here's the 0-1. And the fastball misses inside, 1-1. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece. And Walker now is already up to 20 pitches here in the first inning after pitching into some tough luck. He does look a little bit like Mays. Good call. Here's the 1-1 by Walker. And a fastball, he swings right through it. 95 with the high heat. 1-2. Now, if you're Walker here, maybe go with the slider. Down and away. Or down and in, rather. Maybe a little down and in slider. See what he comes with. Here's the 1-2. Oh, they're going with the fastball, it looks like. And he blows it by him again. 96 on the gun. So the Mets do surrender a run. But Walker's able to get out of the jam unscathed after that. We'll go to the top of the first. Mets lead 2-1. And hopefully Walker could settle down now after that. But don't like the pitch count there. Don't like the pitch count. I blame the ump. Cool spin. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a questionable. It could have been a strike for sure, especially with 2 strikes. It's hard to take a pitch like that. Fake fact, John Analyze made an all-star team for the Orioles. I got a trivia question for that. Well, I could be wrong. I don't think I am. In 2006, let me think about it before I ask it. I think I know it, though. Hold on one second. Let me look it up real quick to make sure I'm right. And I think it was the most Mets All-Stars they've had in a while. Maybe they matched it. But I think it was the most they've had. In 2006, Yeah, I got it here. The New York Mets had 5 All-Stars. 5. Name it. Name them. Name their 5 All-Stars in 2006. That was obviously the year that they went to, well, should have went to the World Series. They lost the National League Championship Series. Next time you get Mays on, what do you say? Tell Mays that the long-lost twin brother plays for Baltimore. That's right. Right, Delgado, Beltran, Reyes, and Pedro. You got most of them. Let me see what you got. You got Wright, correct. You got Delgado. No, Delgado did not make it, actually. Beltran, you got. Reyes, you got. So you got Wright, Beltran, and Reyes. You're missing 2. Derek Jeter played for the Yankees. So that is not the answer. What's going on there, Kenny, man? Thanks for popping in. Yo, I've been watching the channel since the start of the Knicks season. I appreciate that, Kenny, man. Thank you very much. What's going on there, my holy man? Thanks for popping in. So you got Wright, Reyes, and Beltran. The other 2, no, Buck, so you did not get it right. The other 2, I'll give you guys a hint. One was a pitcher, and one was a catcher. Pilar's going to step in here from the right side. Mets lead 2-1. And Pedro is not the answer. Pilar lines it the other way. That's going to go up the shortstop's glove. And the Mets are going to have a leadoff single here in the top of the second. A diving attempt there by the shortstop. Was unable to field it cleanly. No, DeGrom was not pitching for the Mets in 2006. Right, Beltran. No, okay, so the answer. Okay, no, not Santana. Santana actually didn't come until 2007. The answer for the catcher is Paul LaDuca. He actually batted second for the Mets that year. He batted over 300, if I remember correctly. And the pitcher was Tom Glavine. And here we go. Williams going to step into the box here for the Mets from the left side. Runner on first here. Nobody out in the top of the second. Harvey from the stretch, and there's a fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. No, it wasn't Maine. Glavine. Williams batting 3 for 16 on the year. It'll be an 0-1 to Williams. And he swings through the heat there. 93 on the outside corner. Williams was trying to pull it. Yeah, I remember Mike Hampton. He was only here for a year, but he had a great year. I think he ended up going 15-10 for the Mets, but he started 0-5 and was the ace of that pitching staff that went to the World Series in 2000. Here's the 0-2 from Harvey. And a fastball swung on and missed. Chases high heat out of the zone. So 1 out here in the top of the second. Chris, what's the deal with that slow 50-mile-an-hour pitches? Well, I don't know if he's throwing 50, but in baseball, well, it depends on the pitcher. Every pitcher throws a different type of pitch, but some pitchers will throw a changeup. A changeup's a slower pitch. It's meant to, a hitter, you only have about a half a second, not even when you're in the batter's box to time a fastball. So when you throw a changeup, that's exactly what the pitch is. It's a changeup because it's a changeup from a fastball because they're used to trying to time a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and you try to catch them off guard with a 75, 80-mile-an-hour, an 85-mile-an-hour changeup. So that's generally a slower pitch. You also have a curveball, of course. And there's different types of curveballs. You got a 12-6, which is like it sounds, a 12-6 on a clock. It drops. You got a slider. And here's the pitch from Harvey, a slider out of the zone. Good eye there. 1-0. Another trivia question, Mr. Shark. I'll try to think of one. I'm probably going to ask repeats because whenever I do these Met streams, I ask trivia questions. I'm probably going to ask some repeats that you guys have heard before if you've been in the Met streams. Pilar is going to lead from first here. 1 out here in the top of the second. Harvey looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And that stroll on the ground right at short, though. Fields it cleanly, throws to second, and scooped at first. That'll do it. A 6-4-3 double play. We'll go to the bottom of the second. The Mets lead 2-1. Let's change the inning. So we got the lead. Got 8 innings to go. Paul LaDuca apparently was a dick. Yeah, I heard that as well. But he was really good for the Mets in 2006. As far as a trivia question goes, okay, let me try to think of a. All right, I got one. I mean, if you guys are diehard Met fans, you're going to know this, but 1986 obviously was the last year the New York Mets won the World Series. Who was the World Series MVP? Who's the World Series MVP for the 1986 New York Mets? Mets fan since 21. Well, glad to have you aboard, Brownie. Did Tommy Lasorda ever get into a scuffle with Mr. Met? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Mets 21-28 got it. Ray Knight. That was the answer. Ray Knight. He was the MVP of the 1986 World Series. Third baseman. True Rapless, what's going on, man? Yeah, I didn't even think about that with OBJ. It's a good point. I didn't even think about that. I knew about the joint practices with the Browns. I didn't even think about that with OBJ. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it was Ray Knight, third baseman. Cool spin. And obviously Howard Johnson ended up taking over for him. Darren, man, what's going on, buddy? What's going on, Darren, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Trivia question. Hardest pitch ever thrown, year and pitcher? Oh, that I'm not going to know. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't remember the guy's name, wasn't there a guy, and I don't think it was recorded, so I'm sure it's not the answer. Wasn't there a guy in the Mets that they said threw like 108 miles an hour or something like that? And I don't think he ever made it up with the big leagues or something, big team or something like that. I thought I remember hearing something like that. But I'll guess Aroldis Chapman with the fastest fastball ever. I'll go like 103. And I don't know. I'll go like 2016. It was 106 from Chapman. Wow. Okay. I didn't know it was that fast. Sid Finch, was that the Met pitcher? And here's Walker. The windup, the pitch, and there's a curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. What's going on there, Julian, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Here's the 0-1. And a fastball misses outside, 1-1. Mets lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. What are your thoughts on Garrett Cole in the press conference? I mean, Jake, to be completely honest with you, I didn't watch the press conference. I did, well, no, actually, I lied. I saw the highlights of it. I saw parts of it. He didn't really give a good answer. Here's the 1-1, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled off the ankle. He basically, I guess he didn't want to, he didn't want to lie, but he also didn't want to tell the truth. He basically skidded around the truth and basically admitted to using the foreign substance without admitting it. But like I said at the top of the stream, here's the 1-2. And there's a fastball drilled the other way, and that's going to get through for a base hit. I think a lot of pitchers do that. I just think he got caught. It's obvious what's going on. Baseball is trying to attract a younger audience. It's like any other sport, right? You see the NBA. They made the rules so that teams could put up more points. You see the same thing in football. They made the rules so teams could score more points in terms of the way that they call penalties for the quarterback. I think it's the same thing in baseball now. They're cutting down on something that we've known all along. If you've been a baseball fan, the pitchers use things to try to get a better grip. But now I think they're trying to cut down on the rule because they see a lack of offensive production throughout the league. And they're trying to attract more people to the game. That's at least my thought process. So 1 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the second. And there's a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. Steve Wilkerson at the plate. The second baseman is batting 200. All right, Jameson, be good, buddy. Here's the 0-1 from Walker. 1 on, nobody out. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled off the backstop. 0-2. Look at your last chat, Buxo. Tana, who's your least favorite player from each of your teams? Oh, wow. I mean, I really try to like every player on my teams, man. I'd have to think about that. I don't really hate it. I don't dislike anybody on the Mets. I mean, maybe here's the 0-2. And a slider swung on and missed. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Maybe I'll go with somebody out of the bullpen. But I don't really dislike anybody on the Mets. I guess Ingram on the Giants. And on the Knicks, it's Elfrid Payton. So 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Even though Payton's not going to be on the Knicks next year. So this will be the 30th pitch here for Walker. The Mets with the infield shift on against the righty. Walker looks in for the sign. Comes to the belt. Here's the pitch. And a fastball in there for a cold strike, 0-1. Lucchese's up there for me as well. Yeah, he sucks. Yeah, you know what? I think Lucchese is my answer for the Mets. That's a good one. So 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the second. Here's the 0-1 from Walker. And a fastball chopped on the ground. A short, slow roller. Lindor flips to second for 1. And they turn the double play. Wow, a quick turn there by the Mets as they're able to get out of the inning. I did not think they were going to be able to double them up, but I think it was the catcher, slow base runner there. And a quick turn there by Peraza. Good flip there by Lindor. And the Mets get out of the inning. We'll go to the top of the third. The Mets defense this year has been really good. The Mets defense this year has been really good. You really do notice it, MH. What are the odds of the Mets winning the World Series? I mean, I don't know what I could probably look it up for you, actually, what the Vegas odds are. The Mets were up there, though, before the year started. They were like top 6, I think. That might have changed now. But going into the year, they were like top 6 or 7 to win the World Series. But let me take a quick look, actually. I can give you that answer. I don't know if these are updated. If they are, yeah, May 31st. So this is a week old. The Mets are the 5th favorite, actually, to win the World Series this year. They're 9-1. The Dodgers are an overwhelming favorite at 3.25 to 1. The Yankees at 7-1, which I'm surprised. That's probably changed because the Yankees have been slumping recently. The White Sox at 8-1, the Padres at 8-1, and then you have the Mets at 9-1. So the Yankees, White Sox, Padres, and Mets are kind of clumped together, and the Dodgers are the odds-on favorite. But yeah, the Mets are one of the 5 or 6 favorites to win the World Series this year. They got a lot of talent, and right now they're banged up, so they've been able to play through injuries and keep this lead in their division. So hopefully they can keep that going. And Darren, man, thank you very much, man. I have the Mets 5 innings winners. Okay, so they got to hold up for the first. That's a great bet. That is a great bet because Walker's obviously a much better starter than Matt Harvey. That's a really good bet. That was a smart bet on your part. You don't let the bullpen blow it for you, and I think you will win that bet. But the Mets right now leading 2-1. Who's your favorite all-time Mets manager? I got to go with Bobby Valentine, but I love Terry Collins. And I had some Mets friends that did not like Terry Collins. They said he was not good with the X's and O's, and I get all that. But I'm going to tell you what, man. The one thing that I loved about Terry Collins, I think I could say this, man, more so than any other manager since I've been watching the team. That guy cared about his players, man. That guy cared about his players. There's a slider swung on and fouled off down the first base line. The one thing that really stood out to me about Terry Collins is VR's at the plate, lined out his first time up. I remember, when you had the controversy with Jose Reyes when he won the batting title, when Reyes decided to pull himself in the after the first at bat when he qualified for the batting title. And VR lines one down the right field line. That's going to go all the way to the wall. This should be a double, and the Mets are going to have a leadoff double here in the top of the third. There we go. Good hard contact there by VR. He's had a couple of really good at-bats here for the Mets. He got robbed his first time up, and the Mets got a runner in scoring position here to start the third. But, I'll never forget that, man. Collins was in tears talking about Jose Reyes, and, it just showed how much he cared about the players and how much the players cared about him. You looked at the managers prior to him. They quit on Willie Randolph. They quit on Jerry Manuel. The Mets had every reason to quit in 2016 for Terry Collins. They didn't. That team scrapped and caught and made the playoffs. And that's one thing I could say about Terry Collins, man. His teams gave him everything that they had. So a runner on second here, nobody out in the top of the third. Harvey looks it for the sign, and there's a fastball in the inside corner, 0-1. And Dylan, man, thank you very much. Trivia question. Which of these is the correct name for DeGrom? A, DeGoat, B, DeGrominator, C, the Thought King, D, the King of New York, and E, the Steal Your Girl. I mean, it should be all of the above, but you got to go with the DeGrominator. That's his official nickname. You got to go with the DeGrominator. Here's the 0-1 to Lindor, and the sinker misses downstairs. Good eye there to lay off. And thank you very much, Dylan, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. And Darren, man, thank you very much. I have White Sox to score the first run. Okay. Well, good luck in that game, man. And I'll try to keep tabs on that. Hopefully you win your bets today. Always rooting for you. As long as you don't bet against my teams, I'm always rooting for you. It'll be a 1-1 here in the top of the third. Runner on second, nobody out, and Harvey will check VR back to second. Trying to keep them honest over there at second base. Mets have been aggressive on the bases as of late. They've been playing more small ball, finding ways to manufacture runs. I think it was Mets. I think it was I don't remember what year it was. It might have been 2011. I can't remember. It was the last. I think it was the first or second year at the new stadium, and the fastball misses outside. 2-1. Good eye there. I got a trivia question for you guys, and I've probably asked this before. Who made the last out at Shea Stadium? Who made the last out at Shea Stadium? Runner on second, nobody out here in the top of the third. Alonso on deck. He's been hot. Here's the pitch to Lindor, and the slider misses inside. Good eye there, 3-1. I appreciate that, Eric, man. Thank you very much, buddy. And Mets 21-28, man, he knows his stuff, man. That is a diehard Mets fan right there. That guy knows his stuff. Ryan Church. And if you remember, here's the 3-1. Harvey looks in for the sign, and a fastball swung on and fouled off down the third base line. If you remember in that game, I was watching that game at a bar, and that was to make the playoffs. That was a huge game. That's when we coughed up the 7-game lead, I think it was, in the division late in the season. When Church hit that ball, I thought it was a home run. I thought it was a game-winning home run to send us to the playoffs, and it came up about 10 feet short. But, yeah, he lined out to right field as the last out ever in the history of Shea Stadium. So runner on second here, nobody out. It'll be a payoff pitch here to Lindor from the left side. Here's the pitch. And he swings through the fastball. Good pitch there by Harvey. 1 down. You've been following the Mets since 96. That's awesome, man. I'm about the same. I was born in 85. I'm about the same. That's when I started getting into the team, right around 96. Yeah, right around the Hundley and Lance Johnson years. Yep, same time. And Darren, man, thank you very much. I won with the A's scoring the first run. Keep it going, my man. Hopefully you win the Mets bet. Do you remember Lasting's Millage? Yeah, I remember Lasting's Millage. He was a highly touted prospect in the Mets organization. Never amounted to much. We ended up trading him to the Pirates. He was I don't remember I think he was a corner outfielder. But yeah, he was a very highly thought of prospect. 1 out, runner on second here in the top of the third, and there's the fastball swung on and fouled off down the first base line. Yeah, I'll say one thing about the Mets. They are notorious. They are really good at manufacturing pitchers. There's no doubt about it. But when it comes to hitters, outside of recent history, Pete Alonso's obviously been a really pleasant surprise. Reyes and Wright were really good. But they usually overhype their prospects dramatically. And I'll go over a laundry list of prospects in a second. Here's the 0-1 to Alonso. And there's a fastball. He jammed him. And that's going to drop it for a base hit. It'll be first and third. It didn't quite go deep enough to score the runner. But the Mets will have runners on the corners here in the top of the third. Let's go. But, yeah, just off the top of my head, Alex Ochoa was a complete bust. Outfield prospect for the Mets. Ended up going to the Astros, I think. But there's a number. Obviously, the shortstop we just had, he was a complete bust. He was the number 1 rated prospect in baseball. But the Mets historically, their hitting prospects don't usually pan out. All right, I thought it was going to be a run, but he didn't get it deep enough. And obviously, the runner had to hold because there was only 1 out. So it'll be first and third here in the top of the third. Mets looking to score a couple more runs here early in the contest. Smith stepping in from the left side, and Dylan, I'll get to that in 1 second. And there's a slider. First ball swing, and he pops it up to the second baseman. 2 down here in the top of the third. Dom, what are you doing? He gets jammed on the slider. And 2 down here in the top of the third. Dylan, man, thank you very much. DeGrom is a distant cousin of DeRozan and defense. All right. I don't think. He must be a very distant cousin of DeMar DeRozan. Like 7 families removed. James McCann's going to step in. He's starting to heat up a little bit. He had a double his first time up. He'll step in from the right side. Get ready for the crotch grab. Tana, what's your thoughts when they first announced Citi Field? I love Citi Field. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. This will be the 50th pitch for Harvey here in the top of the third. Alonso leads from first. And a fastball swung on and missed. 94 on the gun. Good rising action to that pitch from Harvey. When they first made Citi Field, I was kind of let down. Obviously, it had the huge dimensions, but I actually like that. I like Pitchers Ballpark, but it was over the top. They later brought the walls in, but I didn't have any problems with that. My issues when they first built Citi Field is it was not didn't feel like a Mets stadium. I'll talk about it more in a second. Here's the 0-1. Here's the pitch to McCann and a fastball in the outside corner. Nice pitch. When they first built Citi Field, our owner Wilpon at the time, now obviously Steve Cohen's our owner. He's obsessed with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And that's obviously why you have the Jackie Robinson Rotunda when you first walk in, even though he never played for the Mets, he played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. And they tried to mimic Ebbets Field, and all the seats were green. And nothing in the stadium was orange or blue. It was like super, it didn't feel like a Mets ballpark. And then they later went on to, make alterations to it, and they improved it. When they first built Citi Field, I was actually a little pissed off. Here's the 0-2 from Harvey. And a slider drilled up the middle. That's going to get through. McCann's going to drive him in, and the Mets get a 3-1 lead. A big 2-out RBI by James McCann. Let's go. Big hit there. You got to love the 2-out RBIs. 3-1, Mets lead. What's going on there, Dust Thunder? Thanks popping in. Good piece of hitting there by James. McCann is starting to heat up a little bit, guys. Starting to heat up a little bit. So runners still in the corners here for the Mets here in the top of the third. Mets lead 3-1. Yeah, you are looking good on your bet, Darren. And McKinney will step in from the left side. Harvey looks in for the sign. And he'll come with the high heater, blows it by him, 94. Harvey's tried to work up in the zone throughout this game. I think that's been the strategy. McKinney 0 for 1 with a ground out. He's batting .211, 5 homers, 12 ribbies. Stand up. What's going on there, Kalen? Chris, thoughts on the Knicks' interest in John Wall? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know how legitimate that rumor is. I did see that. I think you pointed it to me on Twitter. Well, I mean, Wall's past his prime. Wall's not the same player that he once was. I'd rather just keep Rose, to be honest with you. He's not the same player that he was. Here's the 0-1 from Harvey. First and third, 2 outs. And the fastball misses inside, 1-1. If I wasn't a Mets fan, what team would I root for? I mean, I guess it would have to be the Yankees. I always stay with in-state, but I'm definitely not a Yankees fan. But if I was not a Mets fan, I would have to be the Yankees. They're the other New York team. Here's the 1-1. And a slider swung on a miss. But, yeah, I no disrespect to the Yankees. I know, sometimes Yankee fans come in here and listen, and I completely understand the draw to being a Yankees fan, but it's just not for me. I like having that underdog role. I like the Mets. It'll be a 1-2 here from Harvey. Harvey comes to the belt. Here's the 1-2 pitch to McKinney. And the fastball drilled the other way, foul. That'll reach the seats. Kemba Walker. Yeah, I heard rumors about that as well. I mean, it depends. Again, not the same player that he once was, and he makes a lot of money. But there's going to be a lot of rumors you're going to hear this offseason. There's going to be a lot. Here's the 1-2 pitch to McKinney. Harvey looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Fastball down the middle, drill the other way. That's going to drop in for a base hit. The Mets with 2-out RBIs as he goes opposite field. McKinney keeps it going. Mets lead 4-1. Good piece of hitting there by McKinney. Let's go, Mets. Yeah, Cruz as well. Yep. There's so many prospects that were a bust for the Mets. Yeah, Matt Harvey is struggling. And their little mound visit here. See if Harvey can get through the inning. Pilar coming up here for the Mets, trying to keep things going. It'll be first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the third, but 2 timely RBIs for the Mets. Dom Smith popped out to second base, and then the Mets pick him up. They get 2 2-out RBIs. Kevin Pilar stepping in here, 1 for 1 with a single. Batting .250, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. Harvey looks in for the sign. And here's the pitch. And a slider misses downstairs. Good eye there by Pilar, 1-0. Pilar obviously still recovering from the nose. They said yesterday the nose was going to take I forgot the amount. It was 6 more weeks or something like that. Obviously, still looks pretty messed up there. But he said that with the mask on, he doesn't feel comfortable at the plate wearing the mask. He only wears it on the base paths and in the field. Here's the 1-0. Pitch from Harvey. Fastball drilled in the air to left field. High, far, you can forget about it. The Mets put up a 7 spot. 7-1. Pilar takes him deep to left field. 5 2-out RBIs in the top of the third. 393 feet to left field. Let's go. Kevin Pilar with a 3-run jack. 7-1. I tell you what, Harvey has completely lost it, man. And the funny thing is, Harvey looked like he had decent stuff early on. Even the hit by Alonso was not a horrible pitch. But this inning, he is completely lost. That was right down the middle. And here's the first pitch here, and the fastball misses inside. 1-0. We'll see if the Mets keep it going. The masked man, Jason Spitzberg says. That's right, man. And Darren, it's looking good. I'll put it that way. You might want to double up on the but you can't now. I'm sure the odds are ridiculous for the game. And there's a fastball jammed inside. Galvi's there. That'll do it. That'll take us to the bottom of the third, but the Mets lead 7-1. 5 2-out RBIs in the inning, capped off by a 3-run moonshot by Kevin Pilar. Mets 7, Orioles 1. Let's go, Mets. Mets got the Cubs coming up. They're showing, I may go to that series, man. I may have to go to that series. A little Mets-Cubs action. Yeah, Mike. And Dylan, man, just curious if you're a fan of underdog teams. Why aren't you a fan of the Jets? See, to me, first off, I fell in love with the Giants as a kid. Named my dog Tiki Barber. And the Giants, I know they have a better history than the Jets, and I love Eli Manning, my favorite athlete of all time. When I was a kid, the Giants were not a good team. And they haven't been a good team for a large portion of my life. Of course, they gave me 2 Super Bowls and were competitive for about 7 years with Eli Manning. But, the Jets actually, if you want me to be honest with you, Dylan, I know historically that the Giants were the stronger team. But when I was first watching football, well, the Jets were really bad at first, but they had a stretch there where they were much better than the Giants were. The Giants, and obviously now they have 4 Super Bowls, but when I first started watching them, they had 2 Super Bowls, 1986 and 1990, and they weren't that good when I started watching football. So it's not the same feeling as the Yankees to me. The Yankees to me, they're the freaking Yankees. 27 World Series, the evil empire. It's just a different feeling for me. You can forget about it. That's right, man. Have you ever been to Wrigley Field? I have. It's probably my favorite ballpark I've ever been to. That or Fenway. I've been to 11 stadiums. I said at the top of the stream, and that's one of them. And I want to go back. I loved Wrigley Field. Mets fan, drop a like. I appreciate that, Ray West, man. Thank you very much, man. Let's go Mets, baby. Giants beat Buffalo when I started watching. Yeah, I was 5 years old when they beat Buffalo, so I don't really count that. I started really getting into the Giants probably when I was like 9 or 10. That's when I really started getting into them. So 94, 95. And they weren't very good. All right, James says. And here's the first pitch from Walker. And that's in there for a strike. 0-1. The Jets ain't won the big game since they beat Bolt. Jets haven't won they haven't won the big game since 1969. Same year that the Mets won their first World Series. There's a curveball on the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Walker. What a great time for New York sports back then. The late 60s, early 70s. What a great time for New York sports. Here's the 0-2. And the slider swung on and fouled up down the third base line. Yeah, the Mets win the World Series at 69. I don't know about the Yankees' history, but I'm sure they won a World Series in that stretch. But yeah, the Mets win the World Series at 69. You had the Mets go to the World Series at 73. You had the Knicks win a championship at 70 and 72, I think. Slider in the dirt. That'll get by McCann there. Ball 1, 1, 2. So the Knicks won 2 championships over that 3-year span. And then, of course, you had the Jets. 1969 won the Super Bowl. And then in 86, of course, the Giants and the Mets. Here's the 1-2 from Walker. And a slider swung on and missed. One down here in the bottom of the third. The Islanders were in the, I think, the late 70s, early 80s. I think that's when they won. What's going on there, Card Coach? Stand up. What's up, Card Coach? Dylan, I got you around 5 or 6 wins, but I do think the Jets are definitely building something for the first time in a while. I think they're building the team properly. So one down here in the bottom of the third, and there's a fastball, misses inside there for Walker, 1-0. But obviously a rookie quarterback, new coach, you can't go in with crazy expectations. And you're playing a tough division. Here's the 1-0. And the fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. I think the Patriots obviously got a lot better. The Bills are really good. The Dolphins are still good. Mancini at the plate, 1 for 1 with a single. Mancini's got 45 RBIs. Wow. And Walker, maybe he needs to get a little bit of that grip. That slider almost got away from him. Maybe he's got to talk to Garrett Cole, get some of that grip on the ball. It'll be a 2-1 here for Walker. And the slider taken down and away, 3-1. Knicks, Damian Lillard, we'll see, man. I wouldn't bank on it, but we'll see. As the fastball misses downstairs, Orioles will have a 1-out base runner. I mean, I'd be open to it, obviously, but there should be a Jets versus Giants game. Well, there is in the preseason, but not the regular season. Mark my words, the AFC East will be the best division of football in 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised by that. I mean, we don't know what the Patriots are going to look like, right? Because we don't know how good their quarterback's going to be, or your quarterback, or the Dolphins quarterback. But it definitely has the potential. And there's a changeup swung on and fouled off down the third base line. 0-1. And we don't know who the coach is going to be either for the Patriots. But your division's definitely on the rise. I'll say that. Here's the 0-1 from Walker. And a fastball swung on and looped in the air to shallow center. He's there. He'll bring it in. 2 down here as Williams corrals the ball. 2 down, runner on first here in the bottom of the third. And Michael, man, thank you very much. How you doing? Meet my girlfriend, kids the other day. Hey, man, glad to see you, Michael, man. Thank you so much for being here, man. Yeah, hopefully that went well. And I'm doing good, man. Just having fun, man, watching the Mets. Always love doing these baseball streams. I get to talk to my most diehard subscribers. So just having fun watching my baseball team, and hope you're doing well, Michael, man. Thank you for all the support you always show on the channel. Calvi's going to step in here from the left side. Walker from the stretch. And fastball in the dirt. Blocked there by McCann with the backhand. 1-0. You should be streaming the Isles game up. See, I'm not a hockey guy. I'm not. I'll watch. I watch the games. I try to watch the Islanders playoff games when I can. I always put my teams first, and I'll definitely watch the Stanley Cup if they make it. Slider misses inside, and that's going to actually get away from McCann. I was talking about how good of a job McCann was doing, and he lets that one get by. So 2-0 there as the runner will advance to second. Chris, if you had to start watching hockey, I would support the Islanders, Eric. I'm like a very loose Islanders fan. I come from Long Island, so. But I don't hate the Rangers because, like I said, I'm not a big hockey guy. But I would pick the Islanders. It's a 2-0 here to Galvies. Walker from the stretch. And the fastball misses downstairs, 3-0. And that's another thing that people always ask me, why are you a Mets fan? That's probably a major reason. A huge portion of the Mets fan base is from Long Island and Queens. Like, Long Island's probably 50-50 Mets, Yankees. You go anywhere else in New York outside of Queens and Long Island, it's mainly Yankees. And there's a fastball in the inside corner, 3-1. And they're showing the probable starters for the Padres Mets. Blake Snell versus Jacob deGrom on Friday. You'll have Musgrove versus Stroman on Saturday. And Paddock versus Lucchesi on Sunday. So hopefully deGrom and Stroman can win the first two. Galvies drills this one to center, but Williams is there. He's got room. He'll bring it in. It'll take us to the top of the fourth. The Mets lead 7-1. I'll take it. Go Mets. I'm a Mets, Giants, and Canadians, Jay Fed says. Interesting. Upstate New York supports the Mets? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that. They probably also, depending on where you are upstate, they probably also support the Toronto Blue Jays. You know I'm a huge Bama fan, and when Saban signed for 7 more years, I got so salty because college football fans cursing me out. I've gotten a good laugh. What's up there, Cornelius, man? KP says, if the Islanders win tonight, they'll move on to play the Yeah, I know, the Eastern Conference Finals. And Card Coach, man, thank you very much. Gotta love our Mets. Oh, I'm so pumped up about the Mets this year, man. Card Coach. I was so excited before the year started, and I'm so proud of the way the team is playing, man. With all the injuries, for them to keep winning games, man, finding ways to win games. And, you know, I'll be the first to say, man, I was very skeptical of our manager, Rojas, and he's done a hell of a job keeping this team afloat. And I'm excited, man, for when this team gets healthy and when they inevitably make a couple moves at the deadline. You make the playoffs. I don't care who you are. I don't care how talented your team is. If you got to face deGrom twice in a 5-game series, or if you got to face deGrom potentially 3 times in a 7-game series, you don't want to play the Mets. Not the way deGrom's pitching. So the Mets are dangerous if they make the playoffs, and I think we all realize that. And just get in, man. If the bullpen keeps playing like this, you know this lineup's going to start to hit to the back of their baseball cards eventually. We've got a fun team this year, man. We really do. Yeah, Rojas has done a great job. Tain, apparently a Giants reporter was creeping on Galladay and said he hopped the fence to piss. Is that a story? Did somebody really say that? Is that really a story? You know how many times I used to hop a fence to piss when I was playing baseball and basketball and football? My goodness, man. So here we go to the top of the fourth. Polar Bear's starting to heat up. Do I like Lindor? Yeah, I like Lindor. He's not hitting great yet, but I still like Lindor. Yeah, he's going to come around. And there's the first pitch taken for a ball. High and out of the zone. 1-0. Well, that's ridiculous if that's a real story. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Peraza. Swung on and fouled off. 1-1. I'll check on the Islanders here. I don't even know. What channel are the Islanders on? I'll check the game here and there. How did that? I mean, I got to imagine, Eric, you're originally from the New York area. And the fastball swung on and missed. Peraza chases one out of the zone. 1-2. And they just showed Pete Alonso picking a booger out of his nose. Plutko in for the Orioles, by the way, out of the pen. And he gets him to chase another fastball high and out of the zone. So Peraza swings at 2 high fastballs there as he goes down swinging here in the top of the fourth. It's on NBC Sports. All right, I'll flip there in between innings every now and again. Yeah, I know the Knicks are interested in Kelly Oubre. I'm not in love with that. The Mets hit a 2-run homer in the first and a 3-run homer, I think, in the second. Pete hit a 2-run homer, and Pilar hit a 3-run homer. And they had 2 2-out RBIs, 2 singles. And here's VR stepping in, and another high fastball here. Plutko's thrown 5 pitches. 4 of them have been high heaters well out of the zone. He was lucky to get last batter to chase 2 of them. Here's the 1-0 from Plutko. And another high heater. This time the umpire gives him the call. Looked like it was a little bit out of the zone. Plutko struggling to get the ball down. It'll be a 1-1 here to VR. And a slider swung on and fouled off down the third base line. 1-2. My parents grew up in northern New Jersey. Oh, okay. All right, well, then that makes sense, Eric. I knew with those teams you had to have some kind of New York roots, whether you were born there or whether your parents were. So that makes sense. Here's the 1-2 to Harvey from Plutko, not Harvey. Slider in the dirt. Good eye there, 2-2. Well, I'm glad that you pop in for the stream, man. Bruins tied it up against the Islanders. And here's the 2-2. And the fastball, good eye there. 3-2. Good job there laying off. VR trying to get on base. VR's hit 2 ropes so far today. One was a double down the line. The other, he was robbed by a diving catch in center field. It'll be a 3-2 payoff pitch. And a fastball swung on and fouled off. Good at bat here by VR. Was on the inside corner. Was able to fight it off, see another pitch. Yeah, the Orioles aren't very good. They beat us yesterday, though. But we had a really bad pitcher. Or he hasn't been pitching well. Here's the payoff pitch to VR. And a fastball. Fouled off again. Good at bat here by VR, man. Give me Fonzie vibes here with this at bat. Alfonso used to foul off everything. It'll be a 3-2 payoff. Here's the pitch. Slider, chopped on the ground to second, fielded cleanly. He'll flip to first. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. And Raphael, man, thank you very much. Which league has the best playoffs? That's a really good question. I'll say this, man, and I'm not a hockey fan. Hockey might be the most exciting. It really might be. It's close, but for me personally, because I'm not a huge hockey fan, I would not say hockey. But the hockey playoffs are really good. We'll talk more about that in a second. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed there with the fastball. But, yeah, because every goal means so much. And especially when it goes into sudden death. High intensity there late in hockey games. I'm going to tell you what, man. Here's the 0-1. That's a tough question. And he hit Lindor there on the elbow. The slider got away from him. Look, Lindor's going to be fine. But the Mets will have runners here on first and second. Lindor laughs it off. Plutko's been wild in this inning. All right, here's what I'm going to say. And it's kind of the same answer I give all the time. If it's not my team that I'm watching, I think football's the best. Because me personally, I can't get into a baseball game nearly as much as I can to a playoff football game when I don't have a team that I'm invested in. But, and I'm going to get to the rest of this in a second. Here's the pitch to Alonso and a slider on the outside corner. And I love the Giants playoffs, believe me. And I'm going to be going crazy if they make it. And I love the Knicks. And you saw how intense I was for the Knicks playoffs. I actually am going to say, here's the 0-1 to Alonso. He's going to check the runner back to first. I think I am most intense for the Mets in the playoffs. And it has nothing to do with that I like the Mets more. It's because of kind of what I said about hockey, where every pitch could mean so much. In football, you don't have that. In basketball, you don't have that. In baseball, you're on the edge of your seat. In playoff baseball, you're on the edge of your seat every pitch, start to finish of a baseball game. And obviously, baseball is a long, drawn-out season. It's 162 games. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But when you get to playoff baseball and it's when it's your team and everything's on the line, for me as a fan, there's not much like it. It's a 1-1 here to Alonso. 2 outs here, runner on first here in the top of the 4th. And the fastball misses upstairs, 2-1. Good eye there by Alonso. What's up there, Harrison? Here's the 2-1 to Pete. And that's drilled in the... Oh, what a play. Maikel Franco snags it. That was hit right on the strings. But Franco makes a really nice play there over on the hot corner. That's going to take us to the bottom of the 4th. Mets lead 7-1. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Really nice play. What's going on, Sabrina? Glad to see you here. What do you want the Knicks to do to improve? What's going on there, Derek Miller? Listen, the Knicks, obviously they need that star power, but I want them to do it within reason. I don't want them to make a ridiculous trade. I don't want to trade R.J. Barrett. I'm willing to trade our draft picks, but I think the Knicks, it's obvious what they need. They need a point guard. They need another shooter, and I think they need a big body down low. They need all 3 of those things. Those are their biggest needs right now. But we need a number 1 scorer. We don't have that on the team right now. We need to take pressure off of Randall, and we need to take pressure off of Barrett. We need a number 1. And the only way I think we're going to be able to do that is via trade. I don't think there's any free agents that are going to come here outside of potentially Leonard, but I don't think Kawhi Leonard's coming here that could fulfill that role. I would like Chris Paul, though, if he ever became available. There's rumors that he might, because he might be looking for a multi-year deal. I think he would really help assist the progress of Obi Toppin and R.J. Barrett. But, yeah, I mean, obviously Damian Lillard's a name that people have thrown out there for the right price. I would love to have him on the team. But, yeah, I think we need a number 1 scorer for sure, and I think we need another shooter. When's the last Met game you went to? I went to the game like 3 weeks ago. Mets Orioles, actually, when Harvey pitched against the Mets at Citi Field. I was at that game. So that was the last game. And I'm probably going to go to a game this week again. Yes, I have, Alvaro. Both for and against my team. But yes, I have. I agree with you, sports influencer. I think there's going to be a trade with picks, if I had to guess. I don't think we're going to sign a free agent. A high-profile free agent, I should say. I definitely think we're signing a free agent. If we're going to bring in a big player, I think it's going to be via trade. But it's got to be the right trade. What's up there, PJ? Kyle Lowry, I wouldn't mind. He's obviously not a number 1 guy, but he's a good veteran point guard. Kind of like a poor man's Chris Paul that could help assist the younger players. Obviously, I want another player with him, but he wouldn't be a bad addition as a stopgap point guard. And here's Ryan Mountcastle as he swings through the slider, 0-1. Another slider by Walker. Drilled back to the mound. He'll flip the first. 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Walker again, continuing to pitch well. He's been fantastic this year. He's got a 2.17 ERA coming into the game. The first inning kind of pitched through a little bit of bad luck. That's how the Orioles got their run. The first batter kind of hit a single that normally would have been an out to the third baseman because they had the shift on, and then they had the bloop single down the third base line that went off the glove of McKinney. But outside of that, man, he's pitched terrific. He's continued to do what he's done all year. What a great acquisition by the Mets. Stewart's going to step in here for the Orioles from the left side. And here's the windup and the pitch by Walker. And the fastball misses outside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that misses upstairs, 2-0. And I'll read that 1 second, Buxo. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And there's a fastball in the inside corner. Let's see what we got here. Tana, you're my idol for real. I've went through tough times the last year, and watching you has brought me to a happy place and take me away from reality. So thank you. I appreciate that, Buxo. But I'm blown away by the nice comments you guys give all the time. But any way that I've assisted in making you or anybody else happier, I think that's terrific. Sometimes I'm not happy. Sometimes I go crazy, but when I do these games. But any way that I've made anybody in this chat happier, that means a lot. So thank you. It'll be a 2-2 pitch here as he fouls that off. So 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. And the fastball misses outside to Stewart. Good eye there. 3. And here's the payoff pitch. Swung through it. There you go. Good pitch there by Walker. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th, rather. And I don't know what I did with my phone charger, so I'll just read the chat here. It's not like there's a lot of people in here, so it's not going to skip like it normally does. They don't call you Tana for nothing. I appreciate that, Cornelius. But good pitching here by Walker, man. Neo, oh, God. Neo's a lunatic. And there's a fastball drilled back to the mound, and that'll do it. A quick inning there by Walker, and we're going to go to the top of the 5th. There you go, baby. And Card Coach, man, he says, Chris, you helped me through packing up my house in Vegas. Absolutely. Why you got to shout it in my book. Well, I appreciate that, man. And, yeah, I remember when you had me on, you told me that. Great support of the channel, man. I appreciate you being here. And Moses, thanks for everything. I appreciate that, Moses, man. Thank you for everybody for watching, man. I say it all the time, man. Without you guys, there's no reason for me to go live. So I can't say thank you enough to all you guys for all the support you guys always show. Whether it's with the videos, even though right now, like I always say, this is a dead time right now for videos. But I try to give you guys content, even though there's not a whole lot to talk about. And the live streams, I can't say thank you enough for all the support you guys always show. Tana, how did you allow Neo to become? I'm still working on it, man. I'm trying to convert Neo every day. What can I say? She's a front runner. Neo's a front runner. I got to break the habit. What's going on there, Master Productions, man? Thanks for popping in. Why do you have 2 leagues? Is one better than the other? You mean in baseball? American League and National League? I mean, it's the one sport, and there's 2 leagues in football as well. Well, 2 conferences, I should say. But baseball is the one sport, and I don't think it's going to be this way going forward after this year when they make the new contracts. But baseball is the one sport where they actually have different rules based on the leagues that you play in. The American League has a DH, designated hitter, where the pitcher doesn't have to hit. And what a DH simply is he's a guy that doesn't play in the field. He just hits. And he comes up every time the pitchers do up in the lineup. They substitute him in for a hitter. That's a designated hitter. In the National League, the pitcher has to hit. So that's a dramatic rule change. But there's rumors that that's going to change next year. You're going to have a designated hitter in both leagues. Here's the pitch to Smith, and that swung on and fouled off. The Mets play in the National League, so the pitcher hits. I actually prefer National League Baseball. I know a lot of people like American League Baseball. There's more runs. There's a designated hitter. I think there's a lot more strategy involved with National League Baseball, with all the double switches, the sacrifice bunts. It's more challenging in terms of when to take your starter, when to pinch hit for your starter. I just think there's a lot more strategy that goes into it with National League Baseball. And the 0-2 pitch there, 0-1 pitch rather, fouled off there by Dom Smith. It's a slider high and tight. That'll hit the backstop. We'll do it again, 0-2. I think they're going to put the DH in both. I've accepted it. Here's the 0-2 to Smith, and that's fouled off. I've accepted the DH coming to the National League. Captain Crunch, Fruity's Pebbles, or Satan's Insulin. If I'm going to go with a cereal, I go with Frosted Flakes, my man. I've always been a big Frosted Flakes fan. For sure. Here's the 0-2, and a good job there by Dom to lay off the high heater. 1-2. I would go with Frosted Flakes, and I don't eat cereal a lot. I usually actually have oatmeal if I'm going with cereal, but if I am going to go with cereal, I'd go with Frosted Flakes and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Here's the 1-2 to Smith. And got him looking with the heater on the outside corner. 1 down here in the top of the 5th. I think it's a good idea if they keep the regular National League rules for the regular season, then universal DH for the play. See, I see. My thought process is if you're going to do it in the regular season, it should just be the same throughout. It's why I don't like this guy starts on second base in the 10th inning to try to speed up games, because you're not going to do that in the playoffs. I think it should be consistent. If you're going to do it in the playoffs, do it in the regular season. I mean, if you're going to do it in the regular season, do it in the playoffs. If you're not going to do it in the playoffs, don't do it in the regular season. McCann's going to step up here from the right side. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 5th. And here's the first pitch from Plutko, and the fastball misses upstairs. Everything has been high tonight from the Orioles, both pitchers. But a good job there by McCann to lay off. What's up there, Sentinel? Here's the 1-0, and the slider misses outside. Good eye there by McCann as he's working the count. But yeah, Alvaro, I mean, I'm only assuming you're getting into baseball based on the questions you're asking. Baseball, I know a lot of people aren't into it. It's a slow game. I grew up playing it. Here's the 2-0. And a slider chopped on the ground back to the pitcher. Plutko fields it cleanly. He'll flip this first. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. It was actually my best sport growing up as a kid. I absolutely love baseball. But I definitely see why people are not into it. And it's definitely a slow-paced moving game. And it's kind of like a family, man, if you get into it. It's something that's on every day. And it's a grind. But I absolutely love the sport. McKinney coming up here for the Mets from the left side. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the 5th. McKinney 1 for 2 with an RBI single. He's batting .217 this year. Here's the pitch. And the fastball misses outside. Good eye there by McKinney to lay off. Yeah, you got it, Alvaro, man. I could talk Mets with you all day, man. I love the Mets. And here's the 1-0. Swung on and drilled in the air to right field. High, far. You can forget about it. McKinney lights into one. He drills it down the right field line. And the Mets take an 8-1 lead. 374 feet down the right field line. Let's go Mets, baby. 102 miles an hour on the exit velo. Man, Mets bats are cooking. Good piece of hitting there by McKinney. And here's the first pitch to Pilar, and there's a fastball taken for a strike. And Tuto, man, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it, man. Tana Oh, I'll talk about that in a second, man. That's a great question. Family Guy versus Simpsons. I'll talk about that in a second. And Tuto, I'll get to that next pitch. Here's the 0-1 and a slider in the dirt, taken for a ball, 1-1. Tuto, man, thank you very much. He says, ciao, Chris, my Goomba. Just dropped by your office to pay my respects and point on the lights for you, Paisano. Forget about it, my man. What's up, Tuto? Hope you're doing well, my man. Great supporter of the channel. Glad to see you here, buddy. And a fastball, take it for a ball. Yeah, huge pickup card, coach. As far as Simpsons versus Family Guy, as Pilar is 2 for 2 with a single and a 3-run homer. Listen, man, I fully recognize and respect Simpsons, right? Simpsons has been around for like 20-something years. Fastball misses outside, 3-1. Obviously a classic show. I think it's the longest-running television show ever in the history of television, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think it is. But here's the 3-1. And Pilar chases a fastball out of the zone, and he'll pop it up down the right field line. Foul. I'm actually going to go with Family Guy. I'm a huge Family Guy fan. I love Family Guy. It's just my type of humor. So I would go with Family Guy, but Simpsons is terrific as well. And the slider swung on and missed. That'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Mets 8, Orioles 1. I would say hitting a baseball, it is. They say that, sports influencer. Hitting a fastball is the hardest thing. Like, I'll say this, man, Slurpee. I'll say this. I haven't watched the new Family Guys, Cornelius, to be honest with you. And I appreciate that, Harrison, man. I'm going to do every Jacob deGrom start, Harrison. So I'll be doing the next game. And I'll mix a game in here and there if you guys enjoy the streams. But I'm gonna try to do every Jacob deGrom start. But yeah, they say that, man. Like, even though baseball may not require the same athletic ability as football may or basketball may, or you could certainly make that argument. Baseball, hitting a baseball is I agree with you, is the hardest thing to do in all four major sports. I don't even think it's close. I'll put it this way, Slurpee. LeBron James could take 3 years off the NBA, or Michael Jordan could take 2 years off the NBA, like you saw, or a very good basketball player, it doesn't have to be that good, could take 2 or 3 years off the NBA, and they could come back, and within a couple of games, maybe even a 2 or 3 weeks, they'll be right back to it. In baseball, if you don't pick up a baseball bat for 2 years, you go in there, try to hit a fastball, good luck. I agree with you. I think it's the hardest thing to do in all four major sports. Chris, the Buccaneers will beat the Giants. We'll see. I think it's going to be a fun game. The fraud will get rocked by the Orioles. Well, he ain't pitching against the Orioles. It's a 2-game series. DeGrom is going against the Padres on Friday. So he's not going against the Orioles. And Tudo, man, thank you very much. What's the difference between a fat chick? What's the difference between a fat chick and the Philadelphia Eagles? Even a fat chick scores even every once in a while. Hey, man, you got those lonely nights, man. Sometimes you got to break the slump, my man. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. It's true. And this year, the Orioles will not be doing a lot of scoring. And the fastball misses inside for Walker. 1-0, 92 on the gun. Wilkerson stepping in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, batting 196, 2 RBIs with a 509 OPS. And there's a changeup in there for a strike, 1-1. They do, Ray. They do. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, Ray. Here's the 1-1 by Walker. And a curveball in there for a strike, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 by Walker. And taken for a strike, 94 on the black. Nice pitch there by Walker. One down here in the bottom of the 5th. That's continuing to get it done. Walker is a machine tonight, man. Looks great. Step Brothers is great. I'm a big Will Ferrell fan. That's one of his better ones. Austin Wins will step in. He hit into a double play his last time up. And there's a slow roller up along the third baseline. Foul. 0-1. I'll get to that 1 second, Slurp. It'll be an 0-1 here from Walker. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch. And a fastball swung on and hit on the ground to short. Flipped over to first. 2 down. Here in the top of the 5th. Lindor there with a nice scoop and throw. Chris, talk to me about Saquon. You concerned that he may not be ready for week 1. Didn't feel good that he was avoiding the questions about his time of return. Yeah, Slurp, to be honest with you, I'm leaning that he will. I'm definitely leaning that if he does play, he won't get a full allotment of touches. But I think they're going to ease him back. He may be ready week 1, but they're going to ease him back. He's not going to get a ton of touches week 1. If I had to make a bet right now, one way or the other, I would say probably does not play week 1. I hope I'm wrong. But I definitely think he'll play early in the season if he does not play by week 1. But even if he plays week 1, I don't think he's going to get a ton of touches. I think they're going to ease him, and they're going to be careful, as they should be. And the slider misses outside from Walker. 1-1. Lowest on-base percentage. First 10 starts with the Mets. Walker has tied with Gooden for the lowest ever. And there's a slider inside. Swung on and fouled off down the first baseline. Wow. His first 10 starts, the lowest slugging percentage ever by a Met. Walker, 245, tied with Gooden. Then you got Outlier at 262. Pedro Martinez at 263. And Nolan Ryan at 265. What a start for Walker, man. Here's the 1-2. Fastball, take it for a strike. Walker this guy's an animal. How many strike 3 lookings does this guy have today? I'm going to tell you what. We're going to the top of the 6th. This Mets starting rotation, man. This Mets starting rotation. You get Cookie Carrasco back? You get Noah Syndergaard back? Are you kidding me? If those guys come back healthy, and we'll see if they do, this might rival the 2015 staff. I mean, the way Jake's pitching, the way Stroman's pitching, the way Walker's pitching, you get a healthy Syndergaard? You get a healthy Carrasco? Are you kidding me? The top 3 in this rotation has been sick. Let me take a quick look at the strikeouts for you, Pete. Yeah, I don't trust Peter. Walker is good, but these Orioles are nothing special last night. Peterson. No, I agree, Sentinel. He's not going up against the bet, but he's been great all year, Walker. His stuff's been really good tonight, though. But yeah, no, the Orioles lineup's not very good. I am not going to get my hopes up about Syndergaard. That's wishful thinking on my part. I'm not going to get my hopes up on Syndergaard. I think in the end, Syndergaard is actually going to pitch out of the bullpen for the Mets this year. At least come playoff time if we make the playoffs. I think he's going to be pitching out of the bullpen. But let's go over the box score real quick. I'm just waiting for it to load. My computer, hopefully I'm not lagging. My computer goes really slow because I'm on the old computer right now. Walker so far today has 7 strikeouts in 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts. He's got a 2.14 ERA so far on the year. So yeah, Walker's getting it done, man. Walker's getting it done. Nate says they have to trade for a starter. At this point, I think I agree with you at the deadline. Because you don't know, like we just said, you don't know what Noah Syndergaard's going to be, and you don't know what Carrasco is going to be. So I agree with you. I think at the deadline, I probably would agree with you that they should look to acquire a starter. And it looks like we got a leadoff single here by Williams, the center fielder. The Mets got these guys. These guys were selling hot dogs. Half this lineup, they were selling hot dogs at the stadium. Now they're slashing singles. So the Mets with a leadoff single here in the top of the 6th. And here's Peraza. He was the beer salesman a couple of weeks ago. He's 0 for 2 with a ground into a double play and a strikeout. And here's the pitch by Tate. Fastball on the outside corner, taken for a strike, 0-1. My favorite Will Ferrell movie. Wow. I mean, Anchorman's up there. Old School's up there. Here's the 0-1. And a fastball lined on the ground. Foul up along the third base line. 0-2. Selling hot dog to kicking buns. That's right, man. Will Ferrell every time over Jack Black. Will Ferrell every time. Jack Black's pretty funny, though, but Will Ferrell. It'll be an 0-2 here from Tate. Runner on first, nobody out. Here's the pitch. And the fastball just misses outside. 1-2. Good eye. I'm with you, Sentinel. Phillies don't scare me, man. Phillies don't scare me. I'm going to be honest with you, Sentinel, and I don't want to sound cocky. Nobody scares me in our division. And the slider swung on a miss. 1 down here in the top of the 6th. And I'm not telling you we're going to run away with it. But nobody scares me, man. I think we're the best team in our division. Yeah, I saw that McNeil, I think, started his rehab assignment. I think they said Friday. Or was it today? I don't know. I read that today. I think he either just started or he's starting it very soon. He's starting his rehab assignment, which is good. We need McNeil back. And here's VR. VR's 1 for 3 with a double and a run. He's batting .243, 5 homers, 14 RBIs. I like VR. You know, he's a professional hitter. You know, you could tell he knows what he's doing up there. And Tate will check the runner back to first. Williams got some speed over there. Oh, you and me both, Sentinel. You and me both, man. The Braves always scare me, but I think we're better, man. I really do. I think we're better. That doesn't mean, like you said, that doesn't mean much. Doesn't always result in a win. And there's a chopper to short. Fielded, he'll flip to second, and he'll throw over to first, and that'll do it. Double play there. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. The Mets lead 8-1 here in Baltimore. Playing, yeah. So it was Friday. Yeah, I thought it was Friday that I read. Yeah. So he'll be back before you know it, which is great. He's one of my favorite players on this team. I love McNeil. I know he got off to a really slow start. I still think in a big spot, like, and we haven't seen him in a big spot in the playoffs yet, but when Jeff is going right in a big spot, playoff baseball, you need a hit. I still think he's the guy I trust most on this team. He's tough to strike out. He puts the ball in play. I still like Jeff a lot. I think he's going to add a lot to this lineup when he gets back. You should stream only Jacob deGrom starts. I'm going to stream every Jacob deGrom start. I'm going to stream every Jacob deGrom start. Yeah, Conforto coming back as well. Yep. Islanders are back on top. Awesome, Rafael. Yeah, I liked the VR pickup when we made it. I thought it was an under-the-radar signing. Pilar's proven to be a pretty decent signing, too. The Mets made a number of really smart under-the-radar signings. They didn't all work out. Lucchese's not really working out, but they made a bunch of really smart signings this offseason. What's up there, TG Fishing, man? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Do I still like him after the raccoon? Still like who? Yeah, I still like him. I still like him after that. Chris, give me your 6 wide receivers who will make the team. Dark horse as well. Well, I know David Sills is getting some press after today. I don't think he's going to make the team. I think he'll make the practice squad. But you don't know, right? Because there could be injuries. But right now, I think the 6 – I mean, obviously the top 4 are lock. And that, no specific order. Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Kenny Golladay, and obviously Kadarius Toney. They're all definitely making the team. And then I would say Ross is probably the favorite to be the 5, and Pettis would probably be my 6. But, who knows? I mean, maybe somebody impresses in camp and maybe somebody gets hurt. You don't know. But I think those are the 6 favorites right now. And there's a fastball with the middle there by Walker, 0-1. Truthfully, I think we should go after third baseman from the – I love that guy, man. That Chapman you're talking about. And fastball, drill down the line, foul. Chapman would be a really, really good get. Maybe the best third baseman in baseball. He's got a great glove. The A's got a good record though, so I don't see that happening. But I remember there were rumors about him before the year started. So it'll be an 0-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Mets lead 8-1. The windup and the pitch by Walker. And a fastball misses downstairs, 1-2. But that'd be a perfect fit, man. That'd be a perfect fit. You talk about our infield defense. You get him. Forget about it. Here's the 1-2 to Mancini. And he swings through the heater. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. Walker continues to slice and dice. That's his 8th strikeout here in the 6th inning. He's only thrown 71 pitches. So probably get at least 7, maybe even 8 out of Walker tonight. Save that bullpen. Lindor and Chapman on the left side would be ridiculous. That would rival Ordonez and Ventura. And there's a slider on the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Walker. Ventura was so good on the hot corner, man. And here's Anthony Santander. He's 0-2 with a line out and a flyout from the left side. Here's the 0-1. And a slider chopped in the air to center. And Williams is there. He'll camp under it. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. But yeah, he was Ventura was so good at third base. And Ordonez was ridiculous. And I'm biased. I'm a Mets fan, so when you're a fan of a team, you don't really watch, anybody else. So you get a sample when they play you for a 3-game series, but I'm gonna say it, man. When Ordonez was at his best, I don't think I've ever seen a better shortstop with the glove. He was that good. 2 outs here, and there's the changeup by Walker. Just misses on the outside corner, 1-0. I mean, Vizquel was great. Don't get me wrong. And I saw Ozzie Smith when he was old. But, man, Ray Ordonez was something else. Here's the 1-0 fastball line the other way, giving chase, and Pilar's there. Nice catch by Pilar on the run, mask and all. There you go. We'll go to the top of the 7th. The Mets lead 8-1. No, Jeter was a much better shortstop. Obviously, J-Dog. Defensively, no. Ray Ordonez was much better defensively than Derek Jeter. Not even close. And that's not a knock on Derek Jeter. Ray Ordonez was he was an alien. Jeter was a good fielder. Obviously known better for the bat. But Ordonez is definitely better with the glove than Derek Jeter. That's the only reason why Ray Ordonez was in the major leagues. He couldn't hit. He hit 1 home run every year. And it was always in September. For like 5 years straight, Ordonez would only hit 1 home run, and it would always come in September. Wright and Reyes are my favorite left. Well, yeah, that was a fantastic duo. When did I start watching the Mets? I would say religiously, I started watching the Mets like 97, 98. I would go Piazza 98 when we first got Piazza. Like, I definitely watched the Mets before that, but like, once we got Piazza, I watched the Mets like every day as a kid. So I'll go 98, the 98 season when we got Piazza, and pretty much straight through. Yeah, I've been a diehard Met fan ever since. But I started watching the Mets around like 96, but I'd say like 98 is when I really started to get into them like hardcore. And David, man, thank you very much. He says, hi, Chris. Glad the Mets are doing well tonight. I may be a Phillies fan, but I respect the Mets for playing well. Can't wait for football, though. Go Giants. David, man, thank you so much, man. Hey, man. Even if you're a Phillies fan or another fan, you got to respect the way the Mets are playing right now with all the injuries and everything else. We'll see what your Phillies do. I don't think we're going to run away with the division. I still think we'll get a fight from the Phillies and the Braves, but I'm confident in the Mets, man. I think we're going to win this division. But as far as the Giants go, I can't wait, man. It's nice to finally have 3 teams that I cover and watch that I'm a fan of that are good. The Mets are good. The Mets are really good, I think. The Giants are going to be much better, and the Knicks were obviously much better than we expected. And there's a first pitch fastball lined the other way. That'll reach the seats. 0-1, Lindor at the plate. And Tudo, my man, get that 1 second. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Lindor. Yeah, I remember Jay Payton in center field. Here's the 0-1. And the fast changeup, rather, misses inside from Valdez. Jay Payton was on the 2000 Mets. Yeah, I remember Jay Payton in center field. I love Jay Payton. Number 44. I think he came in 3rd for Rookie of the Year 99 or 2000. Here's the 1-1 by Valdez and a slider chopped in the air, foul. Cal won it that year. I remember that. Cal won Rookie of the Year. I think Payton came in 3rd. And then we ended up, I don't remember if we traded him or he signed with the Red Sox, but he ended up going to the Red Sox. And Tudo, I'll read that after this next pitch. Here's the 1-2 to Lindor from Valdez. And hit on the ground, and that's a seeing eye single by Lindor. There you go. There you go, Lindor. Leadoff single here in the top of the 7th. And Tudo, my man, thank you very much. He says, how did the Eagles spend the first week of training camp? A, studying the Miranda. There you go. And Pete says, so you were there? Yeah, oh yeah. That's when I first, like 96, Lance Johnson, Hundley made the All-Star game. That's when I first started getting into the Mets. When he hit the 41 home runs that year, yeah. That's when I first started getting into the Mets. Here's Alonso from the right side. Valdez from the stretch. Here's the pitch. And the slider swung on and missed. 0-1. Yeah, Bay wore 44 as well. That 96 team wasn't very good, but we had 2 All-Stars. Lance Johnson, I think, to this day, still has the most hits by a Met in a season that year in 96. And Hundley Obviously, the most home runs by a catcher for a Met. I think Lopez later broke it. Javi Lopez or tied it. I don't remember. Here's the 0-1 to Alonso. And the changeup misses downstairs, 1-1. I've been to a bunch of cool games, though. I was at the game where Agbayani gave the ball to a kid when there was one out. He caught a fly ball. He thought there were 2 outs, but there were 1, and they scored a run because of it. I was at the game where Mike Piazza set the record for most home runs ever by a catcher. Opposite field home run right in front of the scoreboard at Chase Stadium. Here's the 1-1 to Alonso, and the slider misses outside. I was at the game where they retired Mike Piazza's number. I was at game 1 of the NLCS in 2015 against the Cubs. I was at game 4 of the NLDS when we closed it out with Bobby Jones pitching the complete game 1 hitter against the Giants. I've been to a couple of good games. Here's the 2-1 to Pete. And that's hit in the air. This could drop, and it won't. Hold in there by the center fielder. 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Your mom was at that's awesome, man. I still remember when and I appreciate that, Harrison, man. Thank you very much. Were you too young for Strawberry back when he played? I mean, I remember Strawberry with the Yankees. I briefly remember Strawberry with the Mets, like at the very end. The first Met game I remember, he was still on the team. Bonilla was on the team. Eddie Murray was on the team that I went to, but I wasn't really into the team too much then. Obviously, I remember him with the Yankees, and he went to the Dodgers after the Mets. And here's Smith from the left side, and the changeup in there for a strike, 0-1. But I didn't get to appreciate the best part of Strawberry. Smith 0 for 3 with a strikeout, 256, 4 homers, 20 RBIs. And he hit right into the shift. That'll be a quick double play. That'll take us to the bottom of the 7th. Mets lead 8-1. Dom Smith continues to struggle tonight. But regardless, Mets playing very well. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Walker will come back out. My best friend for the Mets, Leslie Bray, we traded him for Butch Husky. Really? That's pretty cool, Pete. Have you ever somersaulted across the street screaming, swing, bada, bada? No. To my knowledge, I have not body knowledge. Butch Husky, actually. Well, it's not even a question. I'm just going to tell you an interesting fact, but if you're a Mets fan, you probably know it. The number 42, as you guys all know, is retired for Jackie Robinson in every Major League stadium. And I believe the last player ever to wear number 42 was Mariano Rivera for the Yankees, because he obviously was wearing it before they retired the number throughout all of baseball, so they let him continue to wear it. But the last Met to wear number 42 was Butch Husky. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Maybe it was Mo Vaughn, actually, now that I think about it, because we traded for Mo Vaughn. And Mo Vaughn wore 42. I can't remember if Mo Vaughn wore 42 with the Mets, but Husky did wear 42, and he was the last Met, but it might have been Mo Vaughn because we traded for Mo Vaughn. So I'm not sure on that, but I know Husky wore 42. Tuna Man, thank you very much. He says, what's the best way to teach your dog to roll over and play dead? Have him watch a couple of Philadelphia Eagles. That'll do the trick, especially this year, Tudo. That'll definitely do the trick. It was Mo? Okay, because he was grandfathered in after we traded for him. It was Mo. Okay. Yeah, because I remember he wore 42 for the Red Sox. I forgot about that. But Husky was the last, and then we traded for Mo Vaughn. Good call. And JD, man, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. He says 8-1. It's that easy, huh? Can you pass that to my Yanks? What's up, JD? And man, the Mets been playing well. Yesterday they didn't play very well, but overall they've been playing very well. I mean, obviously we're playing the Orioles tonight. We're supposed to beat them, but it's nice to see the bats get going. And now we got our 2 best starters coming up going against the Padres. And we're going to need it. The Padres are obviously a good team, but I'm excited, man, the way the Mets have been playing. Yeah, Mo Vaughn hit the furthest home run I've ever seen at Chase Stadium in a live game. It was insane. And that ball was still going up. And the fastball misses downstairs by Walker. After the stream, if you have not seen it before, just type in Mo Vaughn long home run Shea Stadium. And I'm sure they've got a video on it. And there's a changeup fouled off down the third base line. That ball was over 550 feet, I think. And that ball was still going up when it hit like the top of the scoreboard at the old Chase Stadium. It was a monster. It'll be a 1-1 pitch here in the bottom of the seventh. Here's the pitch by Walker. And a fastball swung on and fouled off down the third base line. 1-2. JD, man, thank you very much. She says, what would you do if the Mets, New York Giants, and New York... Oh, my God. I would faint. I would faint out of disbelief. I would literally faint out of disbelief. I don't know. I don't know how. I honestly don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. I would cry. I would definitely cry for all three instances, but definitely a little bit more for the Mets and Knicks because they're real true underdogs that I've never seen win a championship before. But I would break down in tears. There's no doubt about it. And what's going on there, Jedi? Thanks for popping in. Here's the 1-2 and a slider line down the third base line. Foul. And by the way, if you guys have not checked out JD Sports Talk, guy's awesome. I can't wait to start doing the a Knicks show with him in about whenever the NBA Finals end. That's when I want to start doing that for a couple of months, once a week, talking some off-season basketball with the draft and free agency. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Here's the 1-2 by Walker, and a fastball swung on and looped in the air to first. Alonso's there. He'll hold it in. One down here in the bottom of the seventh. And Tiana, she says, I was at game 6 of the 96 World Series. Even though I'm a Mets fan, I had fun with the Yankees fan that night. That was, I mean, listen, that was, I remember that World Series as a kid as well. I mean, I like I said, I was not a diehard Mets fan until about 98. So I actually rooted for the Yankees in that World Series. Now I'm not, I don't like the Yankees. I'm not going to hide that. But that was a really good team. Actually, even though it's a Mets stream, here's a trivia question for you. Here's the pitch by Walker and a slider on the outside corner, strike one. Game 6 of that World Series. Yankees won. That was the closeout game against the Braves. I think the Braves started, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Braves started up 2-0 in that series. And then the Yankees won 4 straight. Who caught the last out for the New York Yankees? Here's the 1-1 by Walker and a slider taken for a ball down low, 2-1. Who caught the last out? Stewart from the left side. There you go. Mets got it. Charlie Hayes. Charlie Hayes at third base. Here's the 2-1. And a fastball. Check swing, but didn't matter. It was a strike, 2-2. Yeah, it was Charlie Hayes, the third baseman. Here's the 2-2 from Walker. And a fastball line back up the middle. What a play by Walker. He almost got his head taken off. He was able to get the glove in the way. And he throws over to first. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. What a play by Walker. My God, that ball was coming at him like 105 miles an hour. Look at the reflexes. Somehow he got his glove on it. What a play. And had the wherewithal to go down to the ground and barehanded and throw over to first. Yeah, then Wade Boggs rode on the horse. Yep. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. And there's a slider on the outside corner. Nice pitch there by Walker. Who's the best pitcher in the American League? I mean, I'd have to think about it. But Garrett Cole's he's definitely up there. Here's the 0-1. And a fastball lined in the air. That's going to go all the way to the wall. That'll be a double as William Bear hands it off the wall. And Maikel Franco's in there with a 2-out double here in the bottom of the 7th. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, Tiana. That's right. He almost caught on the same hitter. He almost caught a foul ball. I don't remember if it was the pitch before or 2 pitches before, but he narrowly missed it a couple pitches before that before he finally caught it. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Walker here from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Blows it by him. I don't mind it. Well, you know what? I actually I'll tell you about the gray logo in a second. Here's the 0-1. And a fastball swung on and fouled off. 0-2. I actually like the gray on the uniforms, but I'm not the biggest fan on the hat. I will agree with you on that. I'm not the biggest fan with the NY on the hat, but for the numbers in the name, I actually like the gray. But on the hat, I agree with you. I'm not the biggest fan on the hat. I wouldn't buy that hat. Here's the 0-2 by Walker. And the fastball tried to get him to chase. Good eye. 1-2. And JD, man, thank you very much. Are you posting a mini camp recap observations vid? Yeah, I'm gonna go to when I go to training camp. I'm not gonna go to mini camp, but when I go to training camp, I'm gonna try to go to training camp at least, I don't know, 3 times if I can. I gotta figure out all the details and everything else. But yeah, I'll definitely be live at training camp, and I'll probably have a I'm talking to Bobby and Justin from Talking Giants. We're working on something where I think we're going to have some kind of show at a bar after the fact as well. But yeah, I want to get some live content and maybe some videos after training camp, just giving my opinion on some of the things that I saw while I was there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Getting to meet some of the fans should be a lot of fun, man. Haven't been able to go to training camp since I did my first year. It was on YouTube, but I didn't make any content. I had like 100 subscribers, but I was just there as a fan. Since I've really been making videos, I've never been to training camp because last year I couldn't because of the pandemic. Here's the 1-2, and a slider swung on and missed. Good pitch in there by Walker. We'll go to the top of the 8th. Mets lead 8-1. Yeah, man, I can't wait for training camp. That's when football really starts to heat up for me, and then obviously the preseason games and everything else. Would you wear Mets grills for a year for a reasonably generous compensation? What do you mean Mets grills? Like the things you put over your teeth? I mean, it depends on how much of a compensation. I mean, if I'm getting paid $1 million, yeah, I'll wear it for a year. Absolutely. Mike says, can you read my last comment, Entertainer? Hold on one second. What's up, Entertainer? Just got home from coaching. We're supposed to be real good this year, possible state playoff. And we have a kid that's getting looked at by Penn. That's awesome, man. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I know you've been coaching football there for a bit. I think on the high school level, I think you told me. But that's awesome, man. Hopefully the Mets pull this out for you. Know you're a big Met fan. Best car I've ever had is the one I still currently have, I would say. And I've only had 3 cars in my life. One was a Plymouth Sundance, 1990, which no one would ever confuse as the best car. Yeah, it was horrible. It looked like a mini red school bus. And then I had a Pontiac Grand Am, gray. That was the first car that I bought. My mom got me like a $1,500 hoopty when I was in high school. It lasted me about a year or two. And then I bought a Pontiac Grand Am used. It had about 15,000 miles when I got it. And then now I have I bought a 2010 Dodge Challenger, which is definitely the best car I've ever had. But I want to get a new car soon. And Prison Mike, man, thank you very much. New York Islanders 3-1 over that's awesome, man. Hopefully they pull it out. Man. I'd love to see them get into the Eastern Conference Finals. That's where they got last year, right? They got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, didn't they? And Tudo, man, thank you very much, man. He says, what's the best part about dating a female Eagles fan? She would never ask for a ring. Well, that joke, Tudo, would have been much better like 4 years ago. It's still pretty good, but it would have been much better 4 years ago. This would be a huge win for New York sports over Boston. Would badly hurt Boston fan. You love to hear it, man. Oh, really? There's no conference. It's just called the semifinals. Interesting. Harrison's laughing. Tana Whip. Yeah, I got a white Dodge Challenger. And here's McCann from the right side. Mets lead 8-1. Here's the pitch. And a fastball swung on and fouled off down the first baseline. But like I said, I want to get a new car. I'm not sure what I'll get, but I got to get a new car soon. McCann, 2 for 3, double, a single, an RBI, and a run scored. 237, 6 homers. What's up, Aiden, man? Glad to see you, buddy. How's your Phillies doing tonight? I don't know. I'm asking. And here's the pitch. Slider in the dirt. 1-1. Oh, God. J-Dog loves to troll, man. One thing I will say, and it's starting to rain. I mean, if we get a rain delay, we're ending the stream. The Mets are up 8-1. But it's starting to get raindrops here in Baltimore. We'll see if they play through it. It's not coming down too bad as McCann swings through the slider there, 1-2. Doesn't look bad. They'll play through this for now. Here's the 1-2 to McCann, and the changeup misses upstairs, 2-2. I bet the message going to I bet the Mets are going to wear black. Pete, I can't wait to see the black unis again, man. I was so pissed when they got rid of them. Here's the 2-2. The windup, the pitch, and he swings through the heater. Nice pitch there. One down here in the top of the 8th. And, man, JD, man, thank you so much, man. He says, well, now you don't have 100 subs. The experience will be like no other for you. The support you will receive will be amazing. It'll be. I'm looking forward to it, man. Just getting to meet hopefully some of my subscribers. Yeah, and just as a fan, like I can't wait to go to training camp. I love going to training camp, but yeah, that's gonna be cool, man. That should be cool. Hopefully, getting to meet some people that from the channel. I'm really looking forward to it. I went to there's a fastball misses upstairs 1-0. I went to one Giants game since I've had the channel, and a couple of people knew me. But that my channel wasn't as big as it is now, but a couple of people knew me. And one woman as on the way out, it was pretty cool. Here's the 1-0 pitch to McKinney, and he misses downstairs with the fastball. She was with her husband, and she started crying when she saw me. And I was like, what? I'm like, what? And yeah, she's in the military, her and her husband, and they were stationed overseas. And I guess I was like their Giants guy. So she was excited when she saw me. Here's the 2-0. And a fastball swung on and fouled off down the third base line. And foul. Would have been caught had they not had the shift on. But it lands foul, 2-1. They were playing the Jets, Harrison. Jets won. That was the game where Barkley had like 2 yards. Jones had a good game. He had like 4 touchdowns. I think Slayton had like 150 yards. It'll be a 2-1 pitch here to McKinney. And the fastball misses upstairs, 3-1. This would be the biggest New York win over Boston since Super Bowl 42. Oh, yeah. No, nothing's ever going to top that. And here's the 3-1 pitch to McKinney. And the fastball swung on and fouled off. That's crazy. Those moments push you to continue. Yeah, no, that was awesome, man. That's definitely probably the cool. A couple of times people have, noticed me, away from a Giants game, but nothing like that. That was definitely the coolest moment so far from my channel. It'll be a payoff pitch here to McKinney. And the fastball line, Galvis is there. They got the shift on. McKinney made really good contact there, but he hit it into the shift. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm looking. I will. I'm not going to stream it because I couldn't call a hockey game if I tried. But I'll definitely watch some of those Stanley Cup games. Those Eastern Conference Finals games, rather. And I'll tell you what, if they make the Stanley Cup, maybe I'll do a watch along. I don't know. We'll see. Pilar at the plate here. And the fastball misses outside 1-0. But I couldn't call a hockey game if I tried. Pilar hit a bomb earlier today. They're showing it on the replay. A 3-run jack down the left field line. And there's a slider. Swung on and missed. I'm so sorry, Chris, about the loss to the Buccaneers. Hot take. Yeah, he's probably going to do. I mean, I would definitely go on his chat. I wouldn't ask him to come on mine because he's a hockey guy. That's a big moment for him. Here's the 1-1. Pilar, slider, swung on and popped up in the air down the third base line, and that'll reach the seats. 1-2. Somebody asked about Kyle Lowry, right? Unless you want to call it a comedy stream, I don't even know the terminology. JD, I couldn't do it if I tried. I couldn't call a hockey game. Couldn't do it. I do like watching playoff hockey, but I couldn't call it. Here's the 1-2 to Pilar. And the changeup swung on and fouled off. Hit it off his ankle. I was actually talking to my friend, though, who is a huge Rangers fan. And this is like long-term thinking. It's not like now. But in the future, one thing I am thinking about doing with my channel is having like, because I only know so much, right? I'm not a Yankee guy. I'm not a Rangers and Islanders, whatever. In the future, one thing I have thought about is having people for like weekly shows or videos on my channel to talk about the Rangers, the New York sports in general. I've thought about it. I don't know if it'll come to that eventually, but it's something I've thought about. Obviously, I would focus on my teams, but my friend's a huge Rangers fan, so I've thought about that. It'll be a 2-2 here to Pilar. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch. And that's drilled in the air to left field. High, far, you can forget about it, Pilar. It's another one. This guy got smacked in the face by a pitch. He was left for dead. He shouldn't even be playing right now. Kevin Pilar with 2 jacks. 9-1. Mets lead by 8. Appreciate that, Evan. Kevin Pilar is the man. And look at that. A Mets fan caught it. You couldn't have scripted it better. They're in Baltimore. And here's the pitch to Williams. Slider on the outside corner. 0-1. Tudo, man, thank you very much. He says, it's time for Tana to come back home to Italy for a nice chicken farm and pepperoni and wrap with homemade cannolis. Forget about it. Next time I'm in Italy, I'm definitely calling. Oh, Williams gets into one down the right field line. High, far. I feel like I'm watching the home run derby. Forget about it. The Mets take a 10-1 lead. Back-to-back jacks, baby. 370 feet down the right field line. Mets now with a 9-run lead. What am I watching? But Tudo, next time I'm in Italy, definitely, man. Definitely going to link up with you for a Peroni, my man. Mets opening it up here in Baltimore. Yeah, the Mets with a touchdown and a field goal. Man, look at Pilar, man. This guy's a warrior. And by the way, another thing I want to make note of. Almost every run that we've gotten tonight, think about this, guys, has come with 2 outs. Remember when we had the 5-run inning? That was 2 outs. Both these home runs were 2 outs. The last run we got, I think, was with 2 outs. They've all been 2-out RBIs. And there's a fastball out of the zone, 2-0. Timely base hitting. Yeah, Pilar does look like a hockey player. Peraza at the plate, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. The Alonso homer, the Alonso homer was 1 out in the first inning. Yes. Here's the 2-0, and the fastball swung on and fouled off. Cannoli. Oh, I got to go with the. I mean, I love cannolis, but I got to go with the pizza. Mike, I didn't talk to them tonight, so I doubt it. I don't think we're doing the post game tonight, but hopefully we'll be doing the post game after the DeGrom start. I was busy today, so I didn't get a chance to talk to them. Here's the 2-1, and the fastball swung on and looped to second. He'll bring it in. That'll take us to the bottom of the 8th, but the Mets played another 2 runs. This is fun. This is fun. I like streaming my team when they score 10 runs. Yeah, Harvey got rocked, Red Tesla. Harvey gave up, I don't know, 5 or 6 runs. He got 7 runs, I think, actually. He got rocked. Chris, you're the man. Stand up. Go, Mets. What's going on, Antonio, man? Thanks for being here, buddy. You had pizza tonight? What'd you have on your pizza? I go pepperoni, man. I'm a pepperoni guy. Oh, was that the question earlier? Lowry or Alonzo Ball? I mean, I got to go Alonzo Ball. And Lowry might be – I mean, it all depends on the contract, I guess. Like, what is Alonzo Ball going to command? But Alonzo's so much younger, and he's got so much more upside. But Lowry would be a nice stopgap point guard. He's just not a long-term answer. Yeah, I go pepperoni as well, usually. Foreshadowing, if the Mets can destroy the Orioles, maybe the Giants can crush the Eagles. You never know. You never know. I think we should crush the Eagles, by the way. Yeah, it's the contract for me. That's the biggest thing. Highest score? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. The highest scoring game by the Mets, definitely not this. That's a really good question. I'm not sure on that one. I would guess like 15, 16, but I'm not sure on that. What's going on there, Lake Nona? I love extra cheese and mushrooms. Mushrooms are good. When I get mushrooms on a pizza, I usually like it mixed with meat. Like I definitely could eat mushrooms just with mushrooms on pizza, but I usually like meatball and mushrooms or pepperoni and mushrooms. I like it with meat if I'm getting mushrooms, but I do like mushrooms. Yes, I do get meatballs on pizza. So Familia coming in for the Mets. He's been a really pleasant surprise for the Mets this year. Really pleasant surprise for this team. Never saw this coming this year. He's pitching to a 2 ERA. Now, he's definitely had a lot of base runners. He's had 30 base runners in 18 innings, but he's been able to find a way to get out of it. And a double switch here for the Mets. Drury will be in left field here in the bottom of the 8th as Familia comes in. Walker, done for the night. Pitched a great ball game. 7 innings, 1 earned. I think he had about 9 or 10 strikeouts. I've never had jalapenos on pizza. Actually, for the first time, and I didn't order it. I was at my friend's house, and his wife ordered it. I had Hawaiian pizza, which is ham, I think. No, ham and pineapple. It was all right. I would never order it. It was all right. So here we go to the bottom of the 8th. Mets lead 10-1. Familia on the hill. Looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And the fastball in there for a strike. 0-1, 98 on the gun. Wins 0 for 2, grounded into a double play. 2 groundouts, actually, grounded into a double play. Here's the 0-1 by Familia. And the fastball misses downstairs, 1-1. You like fries on your pizza? That's weird. I mean, maybe it's good. I've never tried that. I mean, I'm sure it's not horrible, but that's a weird combination. So it'll be a 1-1 here by Familia. Looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And the slider misses inside, 2-1. That's true, Texas Liberty. What's up, Texas Liberty, man? It'll be a 2-1 here. Familia looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And the fastball misses inside, 3-1. Try marshmallows and pepperoni on marshmallow? What pizzeria do you guys just come up with your own recipes? I've never been to a pizzeria where there's marshmallow on the pizza. So it'll be a 3-1 here by Familia. Here's the pitch. And the fastball on the inside corner, 3-2. And here's the payoff pitch. And drilled on the ground, down the third base line, just foul. We'll do it again. TJ, man, thank you so much, man. Good to see you on here. Tana, this is my first Mets game with you. But, man, am I both equally sad and proud of our Knicks, bud. TJ, man, thank you so much, man. Yeah, listen, man, it was it sucks, right? Whenever you get knocked out in the playoffs, especially when we never go. We haven't been there since 2012. So I definitely, I was definitely pissed off. But at the same time, like you just said, I really appreciate what they gave us this year because I never expected it. Here's the 3-2, and I cannot wait. And the fastball is fouled off down the third base line. I can't wait to see them build off of it. Like this offseason, to me, is so exciting for the New York Knicks because I think they're going to be ultra aggressive, and I think they're going to try to make them a real true competitor. So I can't wait to see what they do this offseason. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie to you, TJ, because we've seen what they've done in the past, but I'm excited at the same time. Here's the 3-2 by Familia, and a fastball drilled on the ground, a short slow roller, fielded there by Lindor, will flip to first. One down here in the bottom of the eighth. Everybody's saying marshmallow on pizza. Interesting. Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. If that's true, I'm not surprised. He's awesome. This is going to be one of the most important Knicks. I agree, Josh. It's imperative that the Knicks, if they can, are able to get a number one option, but still not trade away the whole future. We'll see we'll see how they balance it. But I do think the Knicks are going to be aggressive. And here's Familia, and a slider swung on and fouled off down the third base line. 0-1. One out here in the bottom of the eighth. Knicks keeping books clean for 2022. Steph Curry takes the tie. Hey, man, I'd be open to that. You get me Steph Curry, I'd be cool with that. Here's the 0-1 by Familia. We almost, obviously, he got picked right before we picked. Who did we end up picking that year? Was that the Jordan Hill draft? I can't remember. I think it was. And the Knicks wanted him. So I remember that. And if I'm being completely honest, I didn't want Steph Curry. Obviously, I look like a fool now, but the Knicks wanted him. They were going to draft him if he was there. He got picked right before us. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and there's a fastball hitting the air to center field, and that's fielded cleanly there by Williams. He'll throw it in. 2 out here in the bottom of the eighth. Have I ever tried sweet tooth pizza? No, I have not. What are they showing? Baseball cards right now? What do they open up baseball cards? I love Gary, Keith, and Ron, man. Here's Mancini, 1 for 2 with a single and a walk, 278, 11 homers, 45 RBIs. And here's the pitch by Familia, and there's a slider in the dirt. I will say this, man, and it's what got Curry on the popular, right? It's what made him a name. Curry's performance in March Madness is up there in my lifetime as one of the most impressive performances. Other ones that ring a bell, obviously Kemba Walker, Carmelo Anthony. Here's the 1-0, and a fastball hit back up the middle, fielded cleanly. He'll flip to first, and that'll do it. We'll go to the top of the ninth. Mets lead 8-1. Obviously, Carmelo Anthony, obviously, Kemba Walker, Christian Laettner, actually, Wally Zerbiak, I remember, had a really that helped his draft stock a lot too. Had a great. I think they only won 2 games from Miami of Ohio, but he had a really good tournament as well. But yeah, that's what really made Steph Curry a household name out of Davidson. Tana, who do you have the Giant? Who do you have in the NBA Finals? And outside of the Giants, who will obviously make it to the Super Bowl? What NFC teams you see as a real threat to represent the NFC? I mean, I got to go with the Nets in the East. I just don't see anybody beating them. And in the West is interesting. Like I could really honestly see any one of those teams making it. But I just think that the Nuggets are going to come up short without Jamal Murray. I want to go with the Suns, man. I feel like the Suns are a feel-good story. I've always been a huge fan of Chris Paul. They got a good young team. Monty Williams is a great coach. So I'll go with the Suns. I have a soft spot for Chris Paul. So I'm going to go with the Suns in the West, and I'll go with the Nets in the East. As far as the NFC, I mean, obviously the Bucks going in. They got to be one of the favorites. And I think the Rams. I think those are my 2 favorites going in. The Rams obviously return arguably the best defense in football. And they added obviously a major upgraded quarterback with Matt Stafford over Jared Goff. So, yeah, I'm going to go. I think those are the 2 favorites going in. I'd go with the Bucks and the Rams. And outside of that, like, I mean, I don't think the Saints are a Super Bowl contender, even though I think they have a great team, but I don't see Jameis Winston winning a Super Bowl. The Packers, if Rodgers plays, you have to put them at least in the discussion. But I think I'd put those 2 at the top. I think I'd put the Bucks and the Rams. Well, we're going to go here to the top. I think it's the top of the 9th, right? Yeah, top of the 9th. Mets coming up. Mets lead 10-1. Villar will lead it off here in the top of the 9th. Top of the order for the Mets. Here's the first pitch, and the slider. This is inside. Good eye there by Villar to lay off. San Francisco's a good sleeper. I would definitely put the Rams and Bucks ahead of them, but they're a good sleeper. Here's the 1-0. And a fastball swung on and hit in the air down the left field line. And that's going to... Oh, everything is full in the Mets' way, and Villar is going to be on with a double as a blooper kind of just finds a hole in between the left fielder and the shortstop. So a leadoff double here for Villar here in the top of the 9th. The Mets lead 10-1. That's his second double of the game. They all count the same in the box score. What's up, Bavith? Hey, man, it's baseball. Actually, Bavith, this game's actually going really fast. It started at 7:05. It's only been 2.5 hours. Baseball games usually go at least 3 hours. It's actually going pretty fast. I know but if you're not used to baseball, it seems very long. Lindor hits a ground ball up the middle, fielded cleanly by the second baseman. He'll flip over to first. 1 down here in the top of the 9th. As the runner scoots on over to third. Maybe I'll start opening up card packs when I do these baseball streams like Gary, Keith, and Ron are doing. I got to start buying cards to do that, but maybe that's what I'll do. The NFC is wide open this season. Yeah, JD. You got to stream an Islanders Stanley Cup playoff game this year. Pete, I would. I don't know enough about. I don't think I maybe a watch along. I couldn't do the play-by-play if I tried. And Pete lights into one to center field, and that's gonna go all the way to the wall. That'll play to run. Alonso with his 3rd RBI of the game, and that's a stand-up double. Alonso absolutely roped that ball to straightaway center field. The Mets lead 11-1. Pete Alonso right now is in the zone. He is in the zone. Yeah, again, I got it. I dropped it. Here's Dom Smith from the left side. Pete leads from second. And here's the pitch. And Dom, first pitch, swinging at a fastball right down the middle, fouled it off. You'd like to see Dom start to get it going here. I know this game's way out of hand, but you'd like to see him try to build up some confidence, get it going here, man. He had a pitch there to rip. When Dom's in the zone, that's a home run. It'll be an 0-1 pitch here to Smith. Pete leads from second. One out here in the top of the ninth. And Dom again gets jammed, man. It's been the same story all day, getting jammed on that inside fastball as he pops it up to second. So 2 down here in the top of the ninth. He'll get it going eventually. He's too good of a hitter. That's the second time I tried to drink out of this water bottle with the cap on. Why isn't it coming out? Why isn't it coming out? Come on. Come on. And that'll bring up McCann here in the top of the ninth. Mets lead 11-1. 2 outs. Runner on second base. Let's go, Mets, Killer says. Here's the pitch to McCann. And the changeup misses upstairs. 1-0. The GOAT. That's right, man. Here's the 1-0. And the slider misses outside. 2-0. So, yeah, they just pulled a DeGrom card. Now he's got a Cody Bellinger. I got to get I'm going to buy a box of cards. I'm going to open them during the next Mets stream. Well, maybe not the next one. But that'd be cool. That'd be fun. Here's the 2-0 pitch to McCann. And the fastball misses outside. 3-0. He's got a Jim Fregosi card. It's an old school Jim Fregosi. Here's the 3-0 to McCann. And the fastball on the outside corner, 3-1. Oh, Pete, trust me. I respect it, man. I definitely respect it, man. And I'm rooting for the Islanders. Trust me, I'd love to see them win. I'm not a hockey fan. I'm not, but I am going to watch the Islanders during the Eastern Conference Finals. No doubt about it. I watched it last year. Here's McCann from the right side. It'll be a 3-1. And the fastball misses outside. Ball 4. Mike Pelfrey. Why would they have a Mike Pelfrey card? What year are these cards? Mike Pelfrey hasn't been with the Mets for like a decade. Oh, that was David Peterson? Oh, I thought it was Pelfrey. I don't know why I thought it was Pelfrey. Okay. And McKinney takes a ball inside. McKinney 2 for 4 with a home run, a single, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Mike, I'll answer that 1 second. Here's the 1-0. And McKinney gets into one. High, far, you can forget about it. Another 2-out home run by the New York Mets. A 3-run jack by McKinney. The Mets have scored 14 runs. 12 of them have come with 2 outs. I've never seen anything like that. 12 two-out RBIs. 14-1. McKinney, it's his second jack of the game. Oh, 11 runs. Okay, my mistake then. Either way, the two-out RBIs tonight have been ridiculous. Slider swung on and missed. Who is this team? My Lord, it's the New York Mets. You better get used to it. Here's the 0-1. And a fastball swung on and fouled off. 0-2. Drury at the plate. Yeah, but somebody just asked me that he heard a rumor that the Oakland A's are moving to Vegas, and should he switch his allegiance from the New York Yankees? See, that's a good question, I think. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't, but I've also never been in that situation where I lived in a city where there was not a team and then suddenly there was. Here's the 0-2. So I think, and that's in the dirt for a ball 1-2. I think that is the one circumstance where it is, I think it's fair to change teams. Like if you live in a city where you don't have a team, so you have to pick a team, but then a team moves into your city, and then you have the option to root for a team where you're from. I think that is the one time where it is allowed. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and the slider swung on a miss. That'll take us to the bottom of the ninth. Mets lead 4. I mean, it's always allowed, but in my opinion, if you pick a team, you should stick with it. But I think that's an interesting. That's interesting there. And my answer would be, yeah, why not? I mean, I don't like the Yankees, so why not? 14-1. As we go to the bottom of the ninth. And Neo is starting to get anxious. Let me let her upstairs. Neo's a Yankee fan. She's a net and a Yankee fan. She doesn't like when I do the Mets games. Hold on. Neo, let's go upstairs. As the Mets 3 outs away from closing this game out. No, I'm not going to do the Yankees games, Neo. Because I'm a Mets fan. Yeah, I don't like the Yankees. I know you do. Let's go upstairs. Come on. Come on. Come on, Neo. She only likes the Yankees and the Nets, unfortunately. I'm talking to my dog, Giants fan. Neo. No, I got a fly, though. Maybe you heard a buzz. There's a fly right there, but the fly doesn't scare me like a bee does. Man, I hate to say it because Conforto is my favorite player, not named DeGrom. But if McKinney keeps playing like this, Conforto might not. McKinney's playing damn good, man. She's a Giants fan. That's the one team we agree with. And Lugo will check in here for the Mets. I'm sure we will, KP, when the Mets play the Yankees. I'm sure we'll call at least one game. They play twice this year. They play on September as well. And here's Lugo. Mets looking to close this game out. Of course, known for that curveball. Just misses on the outside corner. 1-0. Nice to see Lugo back. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And another Curveball there by Lugo. This one on the outside corner, 1-1. He's got good break to that pitch, huh? This Mets bullpen is starting to shape up to be really good. Here's the 1-1 by Lugo. And another curveball. Good location there. He had the hitter way out of whack. 1-2 as he comes to the inside part of the plate. He's painting the corners. That was filthy. It'll be a 1-2 here by Lugo. And here's the 1-2. And a fastball. Blew it by him. 1 down. So Lugo comes with 3 nasty curveballs, and then he comes with a 95-mile-an-hour heater on the inside corner. Didn't stand a chance. That'll bring up Pat Valleca. He's batting 183 this year, 1 homer, 10 RBIs. Here's the first pitch by Lugo, and a heater. Misses inside, 1-0. And hey, he was on that pitch. It looked like Lugo tried a slider there, maybe, on the outside corner. Good hitting there. Lines a single back up the middle. So 1 out base runner here for the Orioles. Here in the bottom of the ninth. Mets lead by 13. Looked like that was a slider that didn't have a lot of break. I don't think it's the highest, but it's up there, Alvaro. This definitely doesn't happen every game. Let's put it that way. So 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the ninth. Here's the pitch by Lugo, and there's a curveball hitting the air to right field, and McKinney's there. 2 down. Mets 1 out away from getting out of Baltimore with a split. DJ Stewart coming to the plate before we get a day off, and then we take on the San Diego Padres for 3. Stewart will step in from the left side. Lugo to the set. Here's the pitch. And a fastball right down the middle. Strike 1. Lugo's got a 13-run lead. He's just throwing strikes. Here's the 0-1. And a curveball hit on the ground to first. Pete will field it. It'll flip to Lugo, and that'll do it. The Mets win 14-1. Holy crap. What's all right? What are we, 6 over now? Let's take a quick look at the standings. But what a game, man. The Mets had 2 guys go deep twice. Alonso as well with a home run. Incredible. An incredible performance today by the Mets in a much-needed win. We couldn't get swept in Baltimore. Couldn't allow that. And now we come back home. We play some good teams. Let's take a quick look at the box score and the standings for the Mets. Actually, I don't need to look at the box score. Let's look at the standings. Walker, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts, and a walk. McKinney had 2 home runs, like I said. Pete hit a homer, and Pilar hit 2 homers down the left field line. The Mets now sit 2.5 games up ahead of the Atlanta. Actually, this is an update. It's going to be 3 ahead of the Atlanta Braves after they won today. The Mets now go to 30-24. The Braves at 29-29, and the Mets have a 4-game advantage on the 3rd place Phillies. So nice little cushion there for the Mets. 3 games. I'll take it. Morning here, call at the end. Like your calling of the game. Subscribe. Appreciate it, William, man. Thank you very much. I do my teams. I do the Mets, Knicks, and the Giants. New York Giants football. And I'll be doing every DeGrom start. I'm not going to do every Met game because I can't do every game, but I'm going to do every DeGrom start. So I'll be doing the next Met game. And I occasionally do a Met game here and there. And I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much, buddy. But yeah, every fifth game, as long as I'm not going to the game or I have something going on, I will be calling the DeGrom start. Mets fan working in Korea. That's awesome, man. I get Stroman 8. Can't wait. Oh, yeah, you and me both, Evan, man. Can't wait, man. Let's go, Mets, Danny says. Winning the road trip. Yeah, listen. We had a good road trip. Now we come back home. Now you got the Padres and you got the Cubs. So we'll see how we perform. We're facing some good teams. The Cubs swept us earlier this year, right? Didn't they? So we got some challenging opponents coming up. We'll see how we do. Yeah, really, really, really nice performance today by the Mets, man. Never in doubt for the most part from start to finish. I'm still recovering from the Knicks. Nick says, yeah, man. I don't blame you, man. Let's go, Mets. Moses says, that's right, man. What's going on, EJ? Cool, man. Thanks for popping in, man. In terms of New York. Oh, New York hate. The umpires blew that Cubs series. Yeah, they did. When Guillermo, McNeil, Conforto, Davis, and Nimmo come back, who will be gone? Well, McKinney has to survive, man. The way McKinney's been playing, he's got to survive, man. He's got to. We'll see when Nimmo comes back. You know, I've heard things that he's kind of had a setback. Hopefully that's not the case, man. And JD, man, thank you very much. He says, DeGrom's game. Yeah, DeGrom's games will go for about 2 hours and 20 minutes. In and out. They're showing the stats. Listen, JD, I'm looking at DeGrom's ERA right now. DeGrom's got a .62. He's got a .62 ERA. And somehow he's got 2 losses. And I think he's got a 0.5 something whip. I read a stat the other day. DeGrom is, for where he is in the season, nobody in the history of baseball has had a lower whip than DeGrom has right now. It's not even close right now. If DeGrom's able to maintain this pace, which is impossible, there's no way he can. But he's on pace right now to shatter the greatest year in the history of baseball. That's how well he's pitched over a quarter of the season. And it's special. I wish more people were into baseball because it's truly special, Jacob deGrom right now. And I appreciate that, Gerald, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, he's only given up 4 runs all year. Matt Harvey gave up more runs in the second inning than DeGrom's given up all year. Harvey gave up 5 runs in the second inning. Three minutes left in the Isles game. What channel's the Isles? Well, they won, right? You guys said they were up like 4-1, right? I'll take a quick look over there. I don't even know what did you guys say they were on NBC Sports or something. I'll take a quick look over there. So now the Islanders go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. 2 years in a row. They're really starting to turn that team around. They're up 4-2. That's not over yet. 2 minutes to go. You could get an empty netter. It's not over yet. See if they can close it out. I can't believe they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row. That's insane, man. To my knowledge, their coach has a lot to do with it. Like, they have this incredible coach. Look at them waste the time, man. They wasted 30 seconds here on this trip. It was down to 2. They just wasted 40 seconds in the zone. And we're going to get a face-off here. Minute 22 to go here in the third. Trotz, yeah. Barry Trotz, the guy who led Washington to the Cup. Oh, okay. Tana, your streams make my day. Keep it up. I appreciate that, EJ Cool, man. Tana, would you rather become a Jets fan or only eat pineapple? I guess I would. I got to go with the pineapple pizza, man. I could never leave the Giants. Hey, yo, my fellow Paisan, stand up. What's going on there, Joey Lutz? makes me sad. Rangers need a top goalie and we could win it all. The Rangers have a lot of young talent, from what I understand. Again, I'm not a big hockey guy, but they have a really young talent. Matt Harvey's the greatest pitcher of baseball right now. That's certainly not the case. No, I'm not calling the game. I'm just watching the last minute and a half. Bruins got in the zone. Oh, they almost got a goal there off the ricochet. And I guess they're going to have another face-off here in the Islanders zone. Empty net. Minute 15 to go here in the third. Yeah, Islanders are going to get it done, man. Look at that. Look at the Islanders fans. Look at that. Is this at the Coliseum? They got an empty netter here. Goal! 5-2. Game over. Islanders going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Wow. National Coliseum is about 15 minutes from my house. I've been to several Islanders games. I love going to hockey games. Maybe I'll go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Wow. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Congratulations to all the Islanders fans out there. Pretty crazy, man. New York sports are really getting back. 59 seconds to go in the third. Islanders lead by 3. Clutterbuck with the goal. Great night, yeah. How do I feel about the Giants' schedule? I don't hate it. I mean, I'm not going to say it's an easy schedule, but I don't think it's the thing I really liked about our schedule this year was that, and I've said this a few times, the teams that I felt were the softer teams in the divisions that we go up against, like the NFC South and the AFC West, come to us, which I liked. Because I like Kansas City, I think we would have lost no matter where we played them. And really the same could be said for who's the other, the Bucks, right? But the softer teams in the division, the Panthers and the Falcons, we get home. And the same thing in the AFC West. The Broncos and the and another empty netter, by the way. 6-2. 6-2. Holy crap. I haven't been to the National Coliseum in a bit. It looks like they I haven't been there since they redid it. I've obviously seen the outside of it. I haven't been inside since they redid it. But you can tell the difference at the stadium. $37 seconds to go. Good block there by the goalie. And they're going to have another face-off just to end the game. They're up by 4 goals. Is that you playing the Panthers now? Man, that'd be sick, man, having the Islanders in the Stanley Cup Finals. Going to be a ride? No, I don't think there should. Not yet. They get to the Stanley Cup, there might be a ride. They got to get to the Stanley Cup first. They were here last year. They got to get one round further. We're going to get an icing. 17 seconds to go. Good night, Chris. Thank you. Got it, man, Michael, man. Thanks so much for being here. Jets get the Panthers for the – that's a great storyline week 1. Sam Darnold going up against his former team, Jets, Panthers. That's a really good storyline. I kind of don't like that they wasted it week 1, but I'll definitely tune into that if I can. 10 seconds to go. And the Islanders are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. 4 wins away from a Stanley Cup appearance. As the clock ticks out, 6-2, the Islanders knock off Boston at the Nassau Coliseum. Congratulations, Islanders fans. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Glad to see New York sports are back on the map. I'll tell you what, man. New York Islanders fans, they are passionate as hell. You ever go to an Islanders game? That place gets loud. They say it's like the loudest arena in all of the whole NHL. So that's awesome. Happy for the Islanders fans out there. But guys, I am going to get some sleep. Thank you to everybody for all the support. Had a lot of fun doing the Mets game. I will be doing another one on Friday. And I'll probably be doing the DeGrom starts going forward every 5th game and an occasional game here and there. But you guys have a great rest of your night. And we'll talk soon. Thank you to everybody for tuning in.